somebody else. Káwọn náà tọ́ba lè darapọ̀ mọ́ wa kó join wa kí gbogbo wa lè jọ to discuss, because discussion òun náà ni àgbáyé máa ń like. You continue to engage and you continue to discuss all the reasons why you want to go out of Nigeria, and you explain that to as many people as possible, which is exactly what we are doing on this platform. Torí platform to educate me, and it doesn't matter how many times we repeat the same thing. It is because we want people to know. So we can repeat same thing 300 times. As long as the people doesn't know, it is our own job to continue to repeat and repeat and repeat until many people have a clear understanding of interfaith. So we are still prepping and getting ready for the evening. So Toba Ti Darapọ̀ mọ́ mi rí, you've never watched me before, it's your first time, let us share my program and also invite many people. I think I should allow my flag here to be on this side, and then also have my America. God bless America. God bless United States of America, a country I would love to visit very soon, hopefully before the end of the year. So just put the share button on and tell somebody that we're live and we are engaging, which is what we do. And we are also asking the international community to put a search beam on Nigeria because of the many crimes against humanity that has taken place and that is still taking place in Nigeria. So, and that is why we are always here to remind the world that the world Nigeria was put together. It doesn't belong to us. We don't own it, and we don't have to own it, because Nigeria itself has multiple problems. It might be a 3 hours program, or it might be a 2 hours program. I'm aware that the internet tariff in Nigeria has gone extremely expensive, so that might be a problem now to get many people to watch us from Nigeria due to the internet that has become a gold. So many people are struggling to listen and watch our transmission due to the internet that is not available to many of them. And I wish I have money like Elon Musk to give us a free internet service. But right now, Koikimedia doesn't have, such a means to provide you with a free internet connectivity. But all I can promise you is that we will not stop talking on this particular platform and also deliberating issues affecting Nigerians at home and so in the diaspora. So, good evening to all my family that have joined us, and please also let us call other people to come and listen to Koikimedia, your finest media platform that discuss issues affecting indigenous people of Nigeria. So quite a lot we were talking about, but we still want to focus back on our discussion in the afternoon because barrier. So that's where I'm going to be starting from, but I will leave that for now there. And I'm still prepping, and as you can see, we're prepping, we're also telling you that we are no longer live on Koikimedia. We are only live on the WD76 media. So if you have been missing my live transmission, is because follow channel TT Mama will live. But every video that we produce on a daily basis, I've just come back not too long. The video that we produce when I was outside is already been uploaded on the YouTube channel of Koikimedia, where you can also follow as well. So Moki, all our leaders from Professor Adebanji Akitoye to Igbowo, the YSDM, and many other groups across the board. So this evening we're just gonna talk about the threat level of the terrorism in the United Kingdom. What do you want? Kilofe? Okay. And also why UK is under threat from loners. I want to back with bed. These are people that are operating, and it's very difficult for the security to nab them. Compare that also with Nigeria, is what I'm going to be looking at. While Nigeria is being in that bracket of insecurity for a very long time, what lesson can we learn from the UK? What are they doing differently to stop any one of us being killed by terrorists in this country? And what can we do also in Nigeria to stop the terrorism happening in Nigeria? So it's 1700 hours and we have spent 11 minutes prepping. So let's start from here.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerian.
Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that have been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria are not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
Okay. So if the people have not agreed, what are we going to do to agree to be one Nigeria? Maybe you can help me in the comment section by telling us, Koiki, this is what I believe. Rather than fighting for the disintegration of Nigeria, this is what we can do to be a one united Nigeria. For those of you that still believe in one Nigeria, I am not one of that. Nigeria is still currently operating because we are feeding it to operate. The day we stop feeding Nigeria to operate, Nigeria will no longer be the country that you know. But since we are still feeding it, as in feed it, that is why Nigeria is still operating as a country. So it just take awate I believe, and those that doesn't believe understand the true meaning of Nigeria. It will make life easy for millions of people that are suffering, because we shouldn't be suffering. Non-Nigerians should be suffering for being Nigeria, but you are suffering because you still want to be known as Nigeria. So that is the problem. That is the headache. And that is what we are trying to upturn. So that is just to start the program. Let's listen to that. Like I said, Eda Otto, his name is on the Twitter. I was able to speak to him on Saturday last week, like I said, and we had good amount of discussion on various issues. I'm still missing one of my phone. Various issues, yes. So we haven't started. We still need money phones. If you have a spare phone, I plead, you can render, just wipe it off and say, Koiki, where do you want me to send it to? Or you can give us money, we buy the second-hand phone, you know, We got one recently, just for you to know, one of our grandmothers said, Koiki, a mini spare phone continually phone is not anything but that was sent to me. Look, I don't need to have many phones, but when you have multiple staff, and we want to increase the number of the staff, key message yẹn, àwọn kan wà wọ́n ní ṣe program, they will just be going within the community and be propagating the goodwill of Yoruba nation. So talk about that in a phone, then it will be very difficult. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín grandma for sending this to Koikimedia. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà náà, ẹ lè bá mi send ẹ lọ sí Nàìjíríà, because tẹ́ bá send ẹ wá síbí báyìí, wọ́n lè charge yín ní custom duty. Whatever fún wa lówó, we can buy a brand new or second hand. I don't need more than one phone. This is my own permanent phone. It's an iPhone 15. Mo lè sanwó ẹ̀ ní brand new, but I'm paying monthly for it because it comes with the data and the text and all that. Many diaspora live that kind of life because we don't need to buy something new. A lè rà ní ká máa san díẹ̀díẹ̀, from the brand new car to a mortgage, and you can live a better life. We can replicate the same thing in a Yoruba country if we all agree not to be one Nigeria. Because right now we are trying to force ourselves to be one Nigeria that is not working for any one of us. So the word one Nigeria is a fraud itself. The government knows, everybody knows, but people live in denial. And that means that everybody is saying, oh, we are one Nigeria. But truly and truly, nobody is one Nigeria. One Nigeria is a country that was merged by the Oyinbos. Àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun tó ń pera wọn ní English colony. Wọ́n gbé Yorùbá, wọ́n gbé Igbo, Hausa, kò síbi tí Fúlàní ti wá tẹ́lẹ̀. And this is where a doubter said this again. Let's listen to him.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerian.
Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that have been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria are not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
Okay, can you help me? What do we need to do to agree to be one Nigeria? I want you to help me in the comment section. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ní làákàyè, ẹ̀yin tí Ọlọ́run fún ní ẹ̀bùn làákàyè, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ mọ̀wé dáadáa ju Koikimedia lọ. Those of you that are well learned, you have masters, you have PhD, you are political analyst, you speak on channels, you speak on TVC, you speak on Arise TV, you are Dr. Abati, you are Rufai, you are Jide Otito, you are the beautiful sisters on the TVC morning show. You can remind me some of those that I forgot. People that are well learned and still telling us to believe in one Nigeria. Can you help us tonight and discuss what do we need to do to become a true one Nigeria? What do we need to put as a structure? It might be known. We haven't started the program yet, so it's still warming up, charging all the device, making sure that nothing will fail us when we are live, because we are not in Nigeria where electricity is not supplied, properly. So all I'm still doing right now is prepping the program ahead so that everything is going according to how I want it to go. I am your favorite media channel known as Koikimedia. I'm sure you've heard about it before, or you have probably never heard about it and you are wondering, what is Koikimedia all about? Bringing the world. Apparently my big map got broken. Map no force in tí o lè fi máa show wa ní map, because me I like to show you, so I'm looking for the small one. Some people might say they can't hear me, so let's plug in our external Roda mic, which will help as well, because tibati wonu full program lo easy man ní Koiki ṣé o máa ní machine kan tó connect mọ́ ara ẹ torí tó bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ ó dà pé o máa ń connect nǹkan kan mọ́ body ẹ. Apart from all the device I have here, I mean there are many gadgets. I don't have anything that I connect to my body, but I only use the same brain power that every Yoruba have around the world. Ẹ̀bùn t'Ọlọ́run fún gbogbo wa lèmi náà kàn lò tèmi bí Ọlọ́run ṣe kẹ́ mi in terms of a media personnel that I am. So, what are you going to advise those that are campaigners that doesn't believe anymore in one Nigeria? How do you convince them to remain one Nigeria? What are you going to do? And I'm talking to those that still believe that one Nigeria can still work. Those that still say, Koiki, it doesn't matter how you shout Yoruba nation, we must still remain a one Nigeria. So I am now asking you to come and explain to me and the Yoruba people that doesn't agree or believe in this one Nigeria. How do you convince us that we should remain one? Let's listen again to Edaoto Bosheshalai Funwa again.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerian.
Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that have been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So, anybody who goes there today to say, pray for...
Is Nigeria a pathetic country? I'm only asking a question. You can help me in the comment section. Is Nigeria a pathetic country? Or, for those of us that doesn't even agree that Nigeria is a country, is Nigeria the name, the mere geographical location? Is it a pathetic country? Kí ni wọ́n pè ní pathetic ní Yorùbá? Can we say that Nigeria is a pathetic country? And if Nigeria is a pathetic country, what are the indices to showcase that Nigeria is a pathetic country? If somebody come and say to you, Nigeria is a pathetic country, do you agree or do you disagree? Mr. Jide says it's a horrible country. And I want to continue to pick my comment from my 65-inch screen TV. So we are currently 22 minutes. And you should have asked me that, Koiki, respect the Yoruba anthem before doing anything on your platform. Because you're not on the right. Fi sentiment. No. You can comment and say, Koiki, look, Oti Bere program, Itika anthem. Even Tinubu was in Akure during the campaign and they read the Yoruba anthem. So you must always remind me that this platform doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Yoruba people. You are just the one coordinating it. I'm on Yoruba only platform, and you cannot just say anything, especially when it comes to not reciting our beautiful anthem that was put together many years ago, and many Yoruba people have taken advantage of that anthem, but that anthem has not given us the iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa. Iṣẹ́ wà, but àríṣe. Iṣẹ́ wà fún ilẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù la bọ́ mọ́. Ṣé bí a ṣe bí ẹrú la bí ọmọ? Many of us have become internal slaves and external slaves. Ẹrú tó ń bẹ nínú ilé tí kò ní right láti lọ sóko kọ́ má bàa pa. Ẹrú tí wọ́n ti gba Saturday tí kò rí Sunday ó wá ń wájọ Tuesday. Ẹrú tí kò lè rìn láti location kan lọ sí location kan, even though we are told continuously that we own the biggest bitumen in the world. I am not sure if we should continue to use that adjective, that Yoruba in Ondo State have the largest bitumen in Tofinshe Titi, and yet we do not have quality standard good roads. So, ṣé anthem yẹn, is this something that the Yoruba elite, the Yoruba politicians, the Yoruba kings, have they taken advantage of it? Ṣé bó ṣe ní ká máa kà á ní àwọn schools ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kankan, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe operate to serve our people? Or is this just ẹ̀tàn? Ẹ jẹ́ kó máa ka Yorùbá anthem ní Lagos State, ẹ̀tàn. Akérédolú ti ní kó máa ka Yorùbá anthem ní Ondo State, ẹ̀tàn. Nítorí Akérédolú òun gan gba treatment ní Ondo State, ó sá lọ Germany kó tó di pé ọlọ́jọ́ wa mú níbi tó wà. Kódà ìgbà tó kú àmọ́ ibi tó kú sí. Àwọn kan ló kú sí Nàìjíríà, àwọn kan ló kú sí Germany. Kódà ìyàwó ẹ̀ di warlord, ó di warlord sínú state torí pé Akérédolú ti páì. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ẹni kì í ṣọ́tọ̀ pé ká kántẹ́ mi caution mi, problem ti máa ní nìyẹn. Ẹ ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi jù, ẹ máa ní Koiki ká anthem yẹn kó wá máa ṣe analysis lé lórí. Torí àwa ti jókòó a fẹ́ gbọ́n tó fẹ́ sọ, torí o sọ pé ìwọ nìkan ló ní ọgbọ́n, ó ní ọgbọ́n tẹ̀yìn àti tèmi, ọgbọ́n kan náà lájọ máa lò tá máa fi délẹ̀ lérí. À máa sọ̀rọ̀, à máa kanlẹ̀kùn, ilẹ̀kùn yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣí, tó o bá wá ṣí àfìpájà. Tàbá kanlẹ̀kùn yẹn títí tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣí àfìpá àfìjà. Ẹgbọ́n sókè. Fúnlẹ̀ wá orílẹ̀ ìdí wá, àgbéga 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 fàlẹ́rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa rí pé láti bẹ̀rù àbọ̀mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọba, ìṣọ̀kan òmìnira ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ẹ̀ṣọ́, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Gbóhùn sókè bàbá yìí pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ bàbá, kí ló dé, kí ló dé,
gàrí là ń mu sá
kí ló dé,
àwọn àbí mi àlejò ráìsì mọ́,
kí ló dé,
ẹ̀wà náà ti wọ́n,
kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀.
gàrí ọ̀gá ti di 1-2.
Irọ́ lẹ pa.
Ó ti sú mi, orílẹ̀-èdè ti sú mi, báyìí ni ọba tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ní ọlá yìí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ni wọ́n ká o. Ẹ̀kọ́ Awólọ́wọ̀ wọn ka àlérànmọ́ sùkúù.
Kí ló dé tẹ̀lé ránmọ́ sùkúù?
Ó ti sú wa o.
Irọ́.
Wọ́n bá wá nǹkan sí
kò tí sú wa. Irọ́ lẹ pa.
Orí mi gan ti pa.
Irọ́ lẹ pa.
Ó ti sú wa o.
Irọ́ lẹ pa bàbá.
Ó ti sú wa o.
Irọ́ lẹ pa.
Orílẹ̀-èdè wọn bá wá nǹkan sí o. Láìsí ti fi àyìn.
Irọ́ lẹ pa.
Mo tún gbọ́ pé ráìsì ti di 80,000.
Ẹ ní láti jẹ ráìsì.
Wọ́n bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí.
Kí ni kán ṣe sí?
Bá tún wá bẹ́ẹ̀ rẹ̀ pọ̀ báyìí kó 580.
Ládùúgbà wo nìyẹn?
Sorry, 680.
Àrà bí ó ti pẹ́, ó ti di 3,000
Kí ló
nísìnyí.
dé kíláàsì? Àwọn akórópè gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀
Irọ́ lẹ pa. Ẹ máa
wẹ́tẹ̀.
ẹ wẹ́tẹ̀.
Àníri kankan.
Irọ́ ni.
Epo náà ní gbà
Ẹ má sunkún bàbá, tábà ti ní kẹ jáde.
Owó sukú bí sàmà mi wò.
Jẹ́jẹ́ tábà ti ní kẹ jáde kẹ jáde. Torí tábà kó ìrẹsì tó kó búrẹ́dì wá, ẹ tún máa sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ rẹsì, ẹ máa ní búrẹ́dì láfẹ́ kí lẹ́yìn náà sọ màmá.
It's too much. This surveillance is too much for this country. Please, if government work, if they cannot protect, we Yalaja, we go open our net, we go open our plate.
ẹ má ṣí gbogbo yẹn síta. Tá bá ti jáde ẹ ní láti ṣí yẹn síta. Ẹ kàn mú flag, kẹ mú banner, kẹ dẹ̀ mú white handkerchief, kẹ dẹ̀ mú gbogbo tẹ́ bá lè mú. Ẹ má mú weapon kankan dání. Ká wá máa lọ ní Ìbàdàn, ní Ọ̀yọ́, ní Ọ̀yọ́lé, ní Ìgbòho, ní gbogbo Ṣakí, ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Kò ń ṣe pé ńgbà tá bá ní ká jáde ẹ̀yin kan máa ní àwọn olówó àǹkà yẹn, àwọn olóńdà lúrú. Mo ní fẹ́ gbọ́ yẹn o. Tó rẹ̀ ilẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ máa kọ́yàn síta nísìn, ẹ máa ṣídìí síta, àwa ní kẹ́ má ṣèyàn ọmọlúàbí ni wá. Mobilize àwọn èèyàn tiẹ̀ náà. If not, ẹ máa fowó ránṣẹ́ sílé ní gbogbo ìgbà ni. Younger brother mi pè mí lénìí. This is not a story o. Ó náà wọ́n ti sanwó ọmọ skul ẹ̀. Mo ní tá bá ti pe rálì kó jáde sí títì. So ìwọ tó ń pè mí pé Mr. Koiki bí ń pa yín, problem tèmi kọ́ nìyẹn. That is your own problem. Brother mi ni mo ń sọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi. Onú tí sanwó skul àwọn ọmọ mo ní kí n ṣe sí yẹn, mo ní yẹn la ṣe ní Nàìjíríà ọ̀dà tá bá ti pe rálì kí gbogbo yín kẹ jáde. Ṣé bọ́ ṣe pè wọ́n náà nìyẹn? Kí ni owó skul wo lẹ́ ń san fún wọn? A ní kọ́ńtírì òṣìṣẹ́ ẹni ẹ̀ sanwó skul. Ẹ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ sílé náà kí gbogbo akọ́kọ́ lọ béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa kò ń ṣe ìjà. Owó skul wo lẹ́ ń san? Ẹ bá lọ sí skul náà tán kí ló fi ń ṣe? Ìyẹn kan náà fi ṣe project ẹ̀ ta ló máa sanwó project fún tí bá sanwó project ẹ̀ tó máa ríṣẹ́ tó máa fi dáwó mi padà. Ṣé ti bá fún ẹ ní owó tó fẹ́ fi ṣe final year project ẹ ṣé o máa ríṣẹ́ tó máa fi dáwó yẹn padà àbí you dey play. Ẹ má gbé irọ́ kankan wá fáwa o. Ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo Nàìjíríà right now fọ́mọ Yorùbá a gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ pé nǹkan kan ju pé kí gbogbo wa prepare láti fẹ́ exit. Ìyẹn la máa wá lọ máa gbádùn. Mom sí mi padà sí university at almost going to 70. If we lọ sí school wo lẹ́ ń lọ? Anyway, diaspora ayún máa ṣe yín. Wọ́n bá ti pè yín. Àwọn fẹ́ rán ọmọ lọ sí gbogbo ọmọ tó fẹ́ rán lọ sí school nísìn ní secondary school àti primary school. Ẹni kọ́ máa kọ́ṣẹ́ ní kọ́ máa wà nínú ilé kọ́ máa train wọn. Kọ́ máa kọ́ wọn ní ABC nínú ilé ìtọ́ba lè kọ́. Tá bá gba country tán. Ní jẹ́ kọ́mọ kan sanwó aṣọ uniform débi kó fi sanwó school wo àwọn ilé wọn sanwó school ní bíbá. How was your extra lesson today?
Good.
What did you do? What are you doing for extra lesson?
Math.
Mo gbọ́.
Math.
How many days do you do it?
Monday to Thursday.
Tó bá ṣe tán ní school wọ́n tún fún ní extra lesson mo ní láti sanwó. So kí la wá ń wọ́rì fún pé a ní a fẹ́ kúrò nínú country ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀ school yẹ ká máa san torí pé tí bá fún yín lówó yẹn nísìn kò sẹ́ni impact tó lè ṣe nínú Nàìjíríà ẹ jẹ́ ká shut system yẹn down completely ká shut it down bam ká shut it down so that ká wá mọ̀ pé in the next 3 years in the next 2 years taba ti shut it down mo ní 2 years ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa o torí báyìí wọ́n máa tún ní Koiki àgbọ́ pé o ní in the next 3 years la máa gba Yorùbá nation taba ti shut it down láàrin within the next 6 months ká shut it down ká paralyze gbogbo ẹ̀ ká jáde ní wọ́n jẹ́ gbẹ́gbẹ́ lọ́tàn gbọ́gbọ́n ẹ kúkú lọ sí school ẹ rówó school san ẹ rówó lé san then why are you worried? So ẹ fẹ́ káwa máa send owó èmi sọ fábúrò tèmi kódà picture to send bẹni tó ń sunkún ni ọ̀rọ̀ sunkún kọ́ lélẹ̀ fàwọn ọmọ ẹ sínú ilé kí ìyàwó ẹ máa kọ́ wọn ní ABC àti 1 2 3 withdraw wọn kúrò ní school kí gbogbo wa múra sílẹ̀ ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yé ni à ń bọ̀ lé. ìyàn kan tẹ̀ send message sí mi ó ní Mr. Koiki tẹ̀ bá wálé o òun lálàá o wọ́n máa mú yín o wọ́n mú Mandela gan sẹ̀ wọ́n mú Mandela máa jó lọ Mandela I need to shut everything down from point A to point B ká shut everything down ẹ̀ ń sọpọ̀rọ̀ school ẹ̀yin diaspora lẹ waste owó a ní kẹ́ prepare owó ká fi mobilize àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ sàn dẹ̀wó sí ọmọ tó fẹ́ lọ sí yunifásitì tẹ́ẹ̀mọ́ tó máa ṣe tó bá jáde ní yunifásitì ẹ̀ wá máa wá visa Amẹ́ríkà ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà máa lé ní sí kọ́lọ́njẹ́ ọ̀ráyè wọlé wà látàtẹ̀ sẹ́ndì message kan sí mi mò ń rìkọ́dì kìíní ni mo bá lọ wọnú message yẹn UK tútù bẹ̀rẹ̀ campaign òfò campaign ẹ̀ wá kàwé ní UK do you know the exchange rate today 2,000 naira to a pound èlò ló fẹ́ wá fi kàwé ní UK they play shut everything down shut everything down gbogbo ọmọ yìí tó ń lọ sí university purpose of the university doesn't work for you anyway you are going to university when tí o wà nínú danger tó o mọ terrorist tó máa kidnap ẹ 6 innocent girls were kidnapped in Lekki Ajah last year àgbọn kankan mọ́ àwọn yẹn ti lọ ẹni wọ́n ti lọ ẹ sọ pé wọ́n ti lọ. A country that UK is concerned about terrorism àwa wá ń fi terrorism àwa náà lọ sí school wo lẹ́ ń lọ. Shut everything down for now. Shut everything down in Yoruba land until our demands are met. Shut everything down. So ẹ máa send ẹ̀ tó bá lálàá sí mi ẹ gbàdúrà lé lórí. Send alákọ̀ọ́kan sí wa nísìn. Fa alákọ̀ọ́kan dẹ́rù bà wá. Má fi alákọ̀ọ́kan dẹ́rù bà wá. Mo ní ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yè ló máa yè. Ẹni tó fẹ́ kú ó fẹ́ pàdé ẹni tó fẹ́ pa. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ àlá kan. Wọ́n mú Mandela ni. Àwa tó bá kú la máa báṣẹ́ lọ. No retreat, no surrender. Ẹ rò pé eré là ń ṣe ni. Ẹ̀yin sọ́dẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ ni èmi ò sọ́dẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ̀yin tó sì ń sọ́dẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ ni kò kúrò. Mo fẹ́ lo language kan mo tún restricted. Oh, get out of the platform. Mú nǹkan tó fẹ́ mu apple juice ló mú yẹn. Máa jẹ́ sí mi lọ́rùn. Máa kọ́ àwọn ilé wa sí Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Mò ń bọ̀. Wọ́n dé tán. Jẹ́ kèmí lọ jà fún wọn káwọn lè máa bọ̀ ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde within the next 2 years. Ó rò pé eré là ń ṣe lórí platform yìí ni. Mo sọ pé platform eléyìí ló máa gbé ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà bomb bastard Nàìjíríà tó ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ school ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ kinní kan ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀ dẹ́ni nothing is working in the system nothing is literally working in that system ìyẹn lẹ́wọ̀n sọ pé ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ school mo sọ fún máa mú kẹ́ mú sí mi lọ́rùn so tẹ́ bá wá sọ̀rọ̀ platform yìí ẹ máa sọ anything shut everything down for now. Kọ́ fún wa ní demands wa no demands we are not leaving the street until our demands are met. Ẹ má dẹ́rù bà wá ẹ má fi àlá kankan dẹ́rù bà anybody nínú wa ẹ tó bá lálàá kẹ ránṣẹ́ sí God padà pé àlá tó rán sí mi yẹn mo rán sí ẹ padà in tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kó yí kúrò lórí wa má fi àlá kankan dẹ́rù bà wá àwọn ẹ̀fẹ̀ máa fi àlá dẹ́rù bà Koiki máa mú ẹ tó bá wá sílé ẹ kọ́ mú mi tó bá mú mi ìjà sì ń lọ má wá sílé má wá àwọn ẹ̀fẹ̀ máa fi yẹn dẹ́rù bà à ń bọ̀ nílé tásìkò bá tó ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wálé ní kẹ́ máa múra sílẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ lórí máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ máa ń bọ̀ nílé máa fi dẹ́rù bà wá ṣé Tinubu ò padà sílé ni after many years tó lò ní UK kò padà wá sílé Tinubu return back to Nigeria and become a Jagaban ta ló mọ Tinubu ní Jagaban tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n di Jagaban kan nísìn ẹ wo gbogbo tó sọ gbogbo olùdá má fi nǹkan kan dẹ́rù bà wá níbi tá a dé nísìn má fẹ́ẹ́ ní dẹ́rù bà wá nítorí bá rí korí sáré kò ṣàdúrà lé lórí 3 years la fi ń ṣe prayer àwa mẹ́fà mo need anybody lórí ẹ̀ 6 people every Tuesday àkínísẹ̀ ẹ máa fi àdúgbò ẹ máa fi prayer dẹ́rù bà wá ẹ máa sọ pé ńlá kan ẹ máa fi àlá kankan dẹ́rù bà wá àfáà tó bá rí àlá kankan kó wé padà kó dá padà lọ́sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run wòlíì tó bá rí àlá sẹ́mi àti Ìgbòho ẹ dá padà lọ́sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run kẹ́ sọ fọ́nà pé àlá tó rí sí wọn yẹn á dá padà sí ẹ kó wá solution sí ìyà ń jẹ yín èmi nìyà ń jẹ ni tí máa fi kúrò ní UK tí ìgbà kúrò nínú UK for the next 40 years ebi ò lè pa mí bọ̀ ṣáwọn ọmọ mi lè délé padà fẹ́ káwọn tèmi àwọn ọmọ tèmi káwọn náà tí wàá jẹ́ kankan Yorùbá nation now orí kan lè máa ṣe Yorùbá nation now idiot all over the place ìbẹ̀rù iná ló pa wá títí tó fi kó gbogbo adébi ta dé yìí ìbẹ̀rù yẹn pé àfẹ́ṣe that fear is the reason why we are suffering today. Yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ kúrò then you will know that we are going somewhere. Ẹ má fi alákọ̀ọ́kan dẹ́rù bà wá. Ẹni wòlíì tó bá rí alákọ̀ọ́kan ẹ rí àwa ẹrẹ lọ sí kẹta padà lọ sọ́dọ̀ baba God. Àwọn lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ máa fi alákan máa dẹ́rù bà. Má fi alákọ̀ọ́kan dẹ́rù bà wá. We are prepared, we are coming out. That is the message from the leaders, not from me. Èmi kọ́ ni mò ń sọ pé a máa jáde. Àwọn leaders wa sọ pé a máa jáde. Ẹ má fi alákọ̀ọ́kan dẹ́rù bà wá at this stage. coward all over the place. Àwọn ẹ̀fẹ̀ máa dẹ́rùbà. Ìyẹn ni gbogbo àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re tó fi so gbogbo àmọ́lẹ̀ for 30 years 40 years tọ́nà àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re òfò. Many groups across the Yoruba land want to sell everybody out. Àwọn kan máa gbádùn, àwọn kan ń jìyà. Ṣé mi wà lára àwọn tó ń jìyà ni? Idiot all over the place. Let's come back home. Ṣé ìtẹ̀ bá rà lá ẹ̀rùn àlá yẹn padà lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá God. Mo kí àyìn tẹ́ wà ní Ṣakí. Mo kí alága ọdẹ. Ọmọ Yorùbá ògidì ni mo fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. Ọmọ Yorùbá ògidì ni mo fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀. A ní akíkanjú tó pọ̀, but ẹ má ẹ ká fi nǹkan kéékèèké. We lost a brother níjọ́ Saturday nílùú Ṣakí. Ọkùnrin mẹ́ta ni. Ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. Mo bá alága sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá. I won't go into all the details of the death. Kò ń ṣe Fúlàní ló pa. Ẹ̀yin tí a bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ògidì ní àsìkò tá a wà yìí, èdè ò ní mú kankan nu wa. Àwa náà dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dúró lásán. Ọmọ Yorùbá gidi ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ní láti máa lo analysis ju pé ọmọ Yorùbá gidi ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀. Gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Wọ́n ní fi èdì kó fi dè wá. Ẹ má túrálẹ̀ o. Kí ni mo sọ fún wa? Ẹ má yà túrálẹ̀ rárá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká dira dáadáa. Èdìkídì tó bá ń bọ̀ níbi tó bá ti ń bọ̀ kó máa padà lọ bá wọn. Alága ọdẹ ní kí n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá from the office of one of our very very strong warrior. Èdè ò ní mú wa. Gbogbo ohun tó bá mọ̀ láti fi tọ́jú ara ẹ̀, má jẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan kó ẹ lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ. Jáde dáadáa kó lọ tọ́jú ara ẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan fúnlẹ̀ pé ẹ̀ẹ́gì nìkan padà níbodè ló. Olúkálùkù ló máa tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ o. Jáde kó lọ tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ dáadáa. Kéèdì má bàa mú wa. Èdè ò dẹ̀ ní mú ọmọ Yorùbá. I will not say more than that, but his death was a very terrible one. I will just tell you that in tó lè mú èèyàn kó fi ìbọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kó yìn fún rẹ̀, ṣe rí pé no be wàsá. Akíkanjú èèyàn tó jogún nǹkan lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá ẹ̀, but èdè ò ní mú wa. I will leave it like that. Let's come back to the program. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ ní gbogbo ibikíbi tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ màmá tó náà fi bọ́ sọ́lẹ̀. Mo ní màmá jọ má bọ́ sọ́lẹ̀. Ihun tí gbogbo wa lè ṣe ni pé kí gbogbo wa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìjọba àgbáyé pé kí lè ṣe tá ṣe. Torí pé UK tí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn lénìí, ẹ̀rù ń bá UK pé terrorist ti kún gbogbo inú ilé wọn mọ ibi tó wà. Kí ni kí àwa wá ṣe with the amount of terrorism and terrorists tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lénìí? What do we do? What do we do? Do we sit and fold our hands, or should we do something? What we need to do is what we are doing now, engagement. So we will continue from where we stop because party program here. But everybody knows that UK would not want terrorists to be roaming around and kidnapping people for ransom and doing all that. But why has UK kept mute with the situation in Nigeria, with many innocent Nigerians being kidnapped for ransom, killed, and many injustices of brutality by the government of the day and also by the terrorists across every part of Nigeria? What do we do? The UK might say that Nigeria is a sovereign country, which they have already claimed many times. And let's hope that we can find something to buttress that. Because 2 years ago, one of my mother here, a grandmother, great-grandmother, wrote to the British government regarding why they need to intervene in what is known as Nigeria with the current state of things. I hope I will find that letter here. If not, it will be on my other system. When the British replied her back, it was not the kind of reply that you would expect. But again, that reply meant that the British knows what they are doing. The British are very aware of what they are doing when it comes to Nigeria issues. But they are not interested. FOI, UK, Foreign Office, I believe, not Freedom of Information. The British will tell you that Nigeria is a sovereign nation that needs to sort its problem itself. I think it's called, yes, Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Let's see if we can find it on my laptop by pulling it out. If otherwise, I believe I should have it in my email. Because I want us to remind us of that letter that the British wrote. If not, I'll go upstairs and bring my other laptop, because it's important that I clarify that again today with that letter. If I can't find it here, I will definitely go upstairs and bring my laptop. There's ample of time to discuss this evening. But let me search here properly and make sure it's not here. Let's go to my email. Please share the program. Moki brother me. The I can record on my one system to record. But I cannot thank you enough. Each time I see you, I know that at least I'm about Bati Obiemi now. What in belief of Weki Yoruba Kodaduro. Bawa labroad. Táwọn wà nílé kò mí pé àwọn náà wọ̀ lórí méjì. Àwọn náà lè wà níbí báyìí kó jẹ́ pé mi ni máa wà nílé. Ìyà ń jẹ gbogbo wa. It is time that we let Nigeria to dissolve. Let me quickly scan through. That letter was sent and we got a reply back as at the time. All right, let's play this and let me go and bring my big laptop upstairs. Emma Gweli Lomumbo.
It's too much. This government is too much for this country. Please, if government work, if they cannot protest, we Yalaja, we go open our nest, we go open our press, we go protest. Too much government is too much for this country. But before you eat self, you go suffer. The government is too much. Please, let them find solution for this thing. It's too much. There is 2,000 naira. Since when my father brought me, I've now got 1,000 naira pence of dairy. The standing is 2,000 naira now. It's too much. The government is too much. Even the rice, the liter one rice to 1,200 naira. For what reason? It's too much to buy meat. With the even the promoter that rice up. It's too big for Chicago. 1,200 naira. Pieces of
Laptop the laptop was actually, so let's get you quickly. Let me open that letter. I thought I had it as an email. Where's the charger? All right, let's get something in again. Let's listen to this. Mumbo. When
the state begins to oppress the citizen, there will be cries of marginalization, there will be secessionist and separatist agitation, there will be insecurity. Now we have set up Nigeria to be a place where the state is more powerful than the citizen, and the state is oppressive. We need to retrace our steps. Quite often, Nigerians ask, which is the way forward? And I say, if you are moving in the wrong direction, you shouldn't be going forward. You should make a U-turn.
God help us.
Oh, sorry. That video was towards the end. We should start it all over again. I might be no. That video was towards the end. Let's start.
Now being pushed to the fringes, talking about and believing and espousing the belief that Nigeria truly should be one.
We need to begin by resolving a conceptual crisis. What do I mean by a conceptual crisis? Quite often when we speak about Nigeria, we collapse the distinction between country, state, and nation. We tend to think that the three mean the same. We tend to think the three are synonyms. A country is a territory. From the Latin contra terra, the land that lies ahead of you. A country is a territory. It is not necessarily a nation. A nation is an association of peoples. And I use that word in the plural deliberately because of diversity. A nation is an association of peoples who identify their shared core values. And on the basis of their shared core values, they give themselves a constitution which will now establish institutions that make up the state. What we have in Nigeria and in most African countries is a confusion where we think the nation is the state. The nation is reduced to the state. We have a country quite all right by the fact that we live within a territory, even if that territory is not secure, as we all know. But we don't have a nation. We have institutions that make up the state. We collapse the nation into the state. If you look at our constitution, section 2 of the current constitution, and you don't find this in the 1963 constitution, it ascribes sovereignty not to the people but to the state. That is dangerous. That means the state has the last say on any question. That means the state is more powerful than the citizen. That is a recipe for impunity. Because as we all know, the state is the head of state, or the governor, or whoever represents them. Whatever they say, we all have to comply, whether they're right or wrong. So we don't have a democracy in the true sense of the word.
Oh my God.
And until we have that, until we build a nation, we can't even talk of unfinished greatness. And I have to make a critique of the title of Governor Fayemi's book. It presupposes that there is a project that is unfinished. I am saying we have not even started the project.
Oh my God.
And we need to stop deluding ourselves. What are our shared core values? What are the things that bring us together, apart from the super egos? You know, when I had this experience, 2013, I was visiting a place called Du in Plateau State. The Plateau State governor is here. I got to Du the Friday before the Nations Cup final between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. And there was tension everywhere. But on Sunday night, when Nigeria won the game, the final match, the tension dissipated. And most people forget the fact that a young man from southeastern Nigeria received the ball from a young man from Panchin. who had to leave Nigeria because his parents were killed. Victor Moses passed the ball to Sunday Mbah scored the goal. And we didn't even ask about the local government of origin of the scorer of the goal. So what are our shared core values? If you ask the Americans, they talk of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We don't have one. And it is when we begin to identify our shared core values that we begin to build a nation. What we have right now is a state held together at gunpoint. And when the state begins to oppress the citizen, there will be cries of marginalization, there will be secessionist and separatist agitation, there will be insecurity. Now we have set up Nigeria to be a place where the state is more powerful than the citizen, and the state is oppressive. We need to retrace our steps. Quite often, Nigerians ask, which is the way forward? And I say, if you are moving in the wrong direction, you shouldn't be going forward. You should make a U-turn.
What the hell?
And that, as you've heard there, bear with me, I'm trying to find that letter. I'm still behind there. You can hear me very well. Just bear with me. So, in tí bàbá yẹn sọ, ṣé bàbá yẹn parọ́? Bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ tán yẹn, we're still going to come back to the terrorism that we want to talk about. But as I'm looking into a particular letter that I want to read to us, I want us to be always remember of many of these different analyses of why we need to leave Nigeria. Let's listen.
Ní dúró tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá lè wá wọ́n ní mi sí ìjọba mò ń lọ ń dá sí nǹkan tí ó kàn mí ṣùgbọ́n tó kàn mí mo dá sí lórúkọ ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí. Bí ìjọba bá wà tí ò sí ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe fún aráàlú tí wọ́n dìbò fún tó jẹ́ ìjọba lé lórí, tí ìjọba bá wà tí ààbò bá sí fún aráàlú tó rí òṣèjọba lé lórí, aráàlú dìde fúnra ẹ̀. Kì í ṣe pé mo pàṣẹ àbí mo dédé pàṣẹ àbí mo kàn sọ nǹkan tí ó wá látọkàn mi. Nǹkan tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni pé ẹ̀yin náà wò láti bí ijọ́ mélòó kan sí bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi méjì sí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní gbogbo Bàràpá. Ẹ wo dókítà wa Dr. Fatai, PhD doctor ọmọ Yorùbá tó ọkàwé tó gboyè, ó wá lọ sí lóyìnbó ní àìníye ọdún ó lọ ṣiṣẹ́, ó wá dé okòó dé, ó wá lọ lu bàbá ẹ̀ ní gangan, ó dá oko àgbàdo, ẹ̀gẹ́, iṣu, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan, soya beans, ó dẹ̀ gba ọmọ wa ní gangan bẹ́ẹ̀ náà síbẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ tó ń bá a ṣiṣẹ́. Fúlàní wa jẹ oko ẹ̀, ó wá gbéra láti lọ bá àwọn Fúlàní yìí sọ̀rọ̀, láti lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì Fúlàní pé ẹ wá wo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe lórí oko mi, kò yẹ kó rí báyìí lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dé lókun bẹ́ẹ̀ náà, wọ́n dẹ̀ sàpà. Àìmọye èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a lè mórúkọ wọn làwọn Fúlàní yìí bẹ́ lórí tí wọ́n pa wọ́n. Wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé, ẹni tó bá gbowó tó kéré lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n gba 7 million, wọ́n gba 10 million, wọ́n gba 11 million lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí dùn mí, ó bà mí lọ́kàn jẹ́ gan-an. Pé tá a bá torí pé tó Ọlọ́run bàbá wa, àwa ará àwọn ọmọ tí ń tẹ̀lé wa tó ń ṣààbò fún wa, àwọn tí ọ̀lẹ́ni tí ó tẹ̀lé wọn kọ́, ìdí nìyí tó mú mi lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn. Ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ débẹ̀, ohun tí mo lọ fún ni pé láti lọ bá a pé sógun tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lórí ilẹ̀ wa sọ́dá, ẹ ti ń gbé pẹ̀lú wa, àdẹ̀fà ìgbà yín, àbáyíjà, àṣẹ nǹkan jàmbá fún yín. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni mò ń bá Sẹ́ríkì sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ yíyọ̀ kan sí mi. Mo gba ìbọn yẹn lọ́wọ́ ìkan yọ àké àgbà, ìkejì tún yọ ìbọn mi. Ìyẹn ti ẹ̀yìn ẹni bá wọnú fídíò yẹn tọ́ra fídíò wọn, ó yin ìbọn yẹn sí mi kí n tó lọ́bọ̀ yẹn mọ́ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ bá gbọ́ fídíò rẹ̀ pé ìbọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n yin ìbọn sí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n tó bájà wá ẹ̀yìn pípò yìí, tí n bá bájà wá ẹ̀ ní dúró. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá lè wá àtúnṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ jíjígbé àti pípa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa àtàwọn àǹtí wa, àwọn bọ̀dá wa. àwọn ìyá mi àtàwọn bàbá mi tẹ̀lé wọn lo oko mọ́ yìí o ó fẹ́ tàṣẹ forí lẹ̀ bàbá wa lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ bá ń fà yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kí sọ̀rọ̀ ọjà àwọn kan gbé wọn fẹ́ pa àwọn mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàn mi kan mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàn mi kan kírísítẹ̀ kílọ̀kàn mi kan gbogbo táwọn ń fà yìí èmi ò ní ìdíkẹ́ àlàáfíà Yorùbá ni màá wá mi ìfẹ́ kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ń dúnkòkò tọ́pọ̀ jù wọ́n ń dúnkòkò ntọ́lọ́hún táwọn tí ń dúnkòkò náà mọ̀ pé àwọn ń dúnkòkò mọ́ mi ṣùgbọ́n ohun tí èyí jẹ́ kí ẹrù bà mí ni pé ó ń bẹ nínú Bíbélì pé tíyẹn bá ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ lórí nǹkan bàbá rẹ̀ tó bá kú síbẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan kan torí pé mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn fúngbà díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń dúnkòkò láti bí ìjẹ ẹni tọ́rọ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ń sìn ní wọ́n ti ń pè mí àwọn fẹ́ wá wọ́n máa arrest mi wọ́n ti ń sẹ́ni mẹ́sẹ̀jì oríṣiríṣi kí wọ́n fẹ́ wá gbé nílé ẹ̀rù kankan ò lè bà mí. gbogbo àwọn ọba tó wà bẹ̀ pátápátá inú wọn dùn wọ́n sì fọwọ́ sí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn etí tó àwọn òfin fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wọn mọ́ pépapépa ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa iná làwọn jọba lé lórí tí fídíò sí wà. ọba gan ni wọ́n ń pè mí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn yìí ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọmọ àwọn tó ń pa yìí lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la àwọn náà làwọn sì jọba lé lórí ó ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí àgbààgbà Yorùbá tínú rẹ̀ òdò sí pé kò sínú àgbà ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n náà ni ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n bàbá wa ní inú tí wọ́n náà dùn bí wọ́n ṣe ń pa wá bí Fúlàní ṣe ń jí wa gbé tó ń gbowó lálá lọ́wọ́ anúwó ọdún ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n kọ́ bá mọ́ yọ wọ́n nípò bí tí wọ́n wà sẹ́wọ̀n wípé nígbà tí wọ́n ń jí àwọn aráàlú gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ gbé tí wọ́n ń pa wọ́n tẹ́nìkan kan sọ̀rọ̀ ń bọ̀ ya wọ́n lọ jí ọmọ ọba gangan gbé ọmọ ọba tí ń bẹ lórí yẹn gangan lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ wọ́n jí ọmọ bàbá gangan gbé fúnra ẹ̀ tó fọ́kó díẹ̀ bí wọ́n sì gba 4 million lọ́wọ́ bàbá kan tó gbọ́ ọmọ bàbá fún bàbá àwọn Fúlàní torí pé ń bọ̀ ọba yá àyè ti gba àwọn Fúlàní ìdòdò pé wọ́n wá gbé ọba fúnra ẹ̀ náà àfin wọ́n ní kọ́ lọ kí wọ́n rà lọ́ọ́ dáwọ́ jọ àwa Yorùbá sì sùn a sì dákẹ́ a sì sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa dẹ̀ dákẹ́.
Tabari letter, I'm struggling to get that letter in, but bear with me, Mambo.
Very clear. We made a declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962 there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 10th election. Shiju Ade, the former Ooni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1988, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914, and we are just tired. We are not for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations, and we are very serious about our demands. Every region is just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
While I'm still looking for that letter from my archive now, we will continue with the program, and hopefully I would come across it while I'm running the program so that I'm not held behind. These were part of our engagement with the British government some few years back. There is a pointer tí mo fẹ́ lò níbẹ̀, because the letter came from the reply came back from the Foreign and Commonwealth, and I now want to reveal that pẹ̀lú what the Prime Minister Keir Starmer said during his broadcast to the citizen of the United Kingdom yesterday regarding while we are all in danger regarding the current state of things in the UK, especially with terrorism. Terrorism is not something that anybody should joke with. Anywhere tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ terrorist, it is something that we should not play with it. Because as long as the UK is not playing with their own, àwa Yorùbá náà gbọ́dọ̀ play pẹ̀lú tiwa. We must continue to engage and discuss, because the only way forward òun ni pé kí Yorùbá kó ní our own exit out of Nigeria, which is what we are doing at now, and what we are going to be doing until our people are liberated. Now, let me see if I can find the video. How Keir Starmer himself talked about it yesterday, because wọ́n ní níbi tí ẹni tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, I think I found the video from the, I got the video already. I can tell you I have the video here. I'm just trying to see from which of them should I pick it from. All right, let's go and pick it from BBC. At least that's where you trust.
UK Prime Minister.
No, Nisuru, don't go too far. Moki Bubualen can see. So, this was yesterday. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer orders public inquiry into Southport attack. But kí ẹ tó lè ní understanding, kí ni reason tó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe public inquiry? Ẹ kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ what happened, because in tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ó máa ń ṣe public inquiry lé lórí. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Southport tó fi di pé we are now demanding a public inquiry? A lot happened. And the Southport attack is just one out of many reasons why we're worried in the UK that there might be another terrorist attack. But in Nigeria today, we are still not understanding that the attacks by the Fulanis is not going to stop until we do the needful to secure our borders and exit Nigeria completely, because Nigeria is a waste of time that has made life miserable for a lot of people. Mumbo, I'm just trying to find the right video to play, because this has become the talk of the discussion in the UK. But UK might not bother about inter and face. Àwa concern, because tẹ́ bá gbọ́n tó lóye sọ lẹ́ǹkan pé ẹni tó lọ ṣe wàhálà nílùú òyìnbó ó kó gbogbo ẹ̀dẹ́, and eventually this, I think I should go on YouTube and look for it. Eventually he was massacred and killed by Moki Ogwenta Lori Joko. I can't mention name because we are recording this, and that means that we will not want a lot of things to filter into it as well. Southport attack. There has been many attacks across Nigeria, not just in Yoruba land, but across every part of Nigeria. And we can go on and on and on about it. But the problem is the government of Nigeria doing anything to stop it? The answer is definitely no. The answer is no. The answer is no. And if the answer is no, the question then is, okay, I think we should listen to this, because àwọn opposition àwọn ilé, so àwọn ilé máa gbàsí fún wọ́n go in the line of British come first, just like kò sí nǹkan tó wrong tá a bá sọ pé Yorùbá come first before anybody. We don't concern about any other person, but Yorùbá come first. So let's listen to Nigel Farage, because he will give us the kind of feelings of what Baba Akintoye is feeling on a daily basis, Igboho and many other Yoruba nationalists. Don't say there is a danger in Yoruba land that we are playing with. If the English people are not playing with it, why is our own going to be different? So let's go and listen to this Englishman, and let's hear what he's going to tell us.
This is utter nonsense. And then into the pandemic, lockdowns, vaccines.
Okay.
Current relationship with Elon Musk. Good question.
Would you be in favour of banning TikTok in Britain?
This is the most pro-British president since Eisenhower. The greatest.
Let's just hear a bit of his Nigel Farage. The Prime Minister I'm just going to give us bit and bit.
Your current relationship with Elon Musk.
Good question.
All right. Ọ̀rọ̀ Elon Musk la fẹ́ kó sọ. Mo fẹ́ kó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa I hope I can, because this is a long video, so I don't know what he's going to talk about.
I mean, anybody that has come into our country and abused our...
Now, let's just speak it from here.
Cope with it, because it's under them.
Let's listen. This is Nigel Farage.
Restrictive, awful sort of world, full of negativity, has been allowed to thrive. So look, we are about opportunism for any individual who's opportunistic, who wants to have a go, can get on. We've got to get back to a more meritocratic state, and they're the kind of things we're going to stand for. And I think when it comes to really the biggest issue that affects the lives of British people and the decline in their living standards,
the lives of the British people, that their life is becoming decline. Ayé àwọn ọmọ British ṣe ló ń wálẹ̀ ó ń wálẹ̀, ṣé ayé ọmọ Yorùbá ò ti wálẹ̀? Mo ń béèrè ni o. Ṣé ayé tí ọmọ Yorùbá wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí ṣé ó ń lọ sókè ni àbò ń decline? How long ló ti fi ń decline? Tó bá wá ń decline, what do we do? Do we sit back and fold our hands and say, oh, ìtorí pé àwọn kan wà comfortable? Or should we make a force and a push to make sure that if it don't decline, kí ló dé tó ṣe ń decline? The reason why our life is declining is because àwa nínú Nigeria. Ìjọ tó bá dé abroad, wà á rí pé báwo ni ayé tèmi ṣe wá ń better, because ó ti kúrò nínú climate, ó ti wà nínú another life. A life that respects human being, a life that is respecting you to be who you are, even if, by 13 anyway. How can we be a citizen of a country and our life is declining? Because the union is not working. It's a faulty union, and we are talking about, let's dissolve this union. Some of you are talking about nonsense. Bomb bastard. Because Nigel Farage is more concerned about the British. He doesn't care about Koikimedia. That is a Yoruba man. Even if you have a British passport, he cares less. He is more worried and concerned that the life of the British Oyinbo white people is declining. What do we do? So, ẹjọ́ ìkọlọ́ ti rò for the last 40 years, talking about different political analysis. 25 years of democracy. Even after 25 years, the life of every Yoruba in every part of Yoruba land has declined. Gbogbo ayé tẹ̀ ń gbé ó wà decline because gbégbé ayé tó dáa. Ayé òfò lẹ̀ ń gbé. And when I'm talking like this, I am not talking to you directly. I am just making a reference point to it. Because yẹn lẹ máa mú. Instead of you to listen, because if the English people are complaining that their life has declined, share life with you decline. If I was in Nigeria as well, my life would have been declined, even if I was a rich person, depending on which part of the world I'm going towards. Most of you, your life has declined. And there's a way life will decline. The reason why the life is declined is because we're in Nigeria. Let's pull out of Nigeria. You will realize that within 5 years, our life will be better off. Nigel Farage. Who is Nigel Farage? Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, as we know, is another British born. A British politician is also a broadcaster who has been elected as the member of parliament for Clapton and the leader of the Reform UK. Tó bá lọ sí Clapton yẹn níbi tó ń gbé yẹn, àwọn òyìnbó ò ní dìbò fún dúdú láyé. Òyìnbó ara wọn ló máa dìbò fún because they want him to go there and talk about them, not about us. Torí kò sí tó kàn wọ́n pẹ̀lú wa, wọ́n believe pé we are the problem, even though àwọn ló dá problem sí wa lọ́rùn. Tó àwa wọ́n expect pé wọ́n máa fún wa ní resolution to come out of the problem tó dá sílẹ̀. No, àwa la máa pi force sí pé interfere lele. The British must listen to us after all our letters and all our engagement. What we need now is to let them know that letter tí Igboho gbé wá yẹn only value of 10 million people at least to be on the street. Tá a bá rí 10 million, then is a failure on every single one of you, including myself. If we cannot get 10 million people out of the street, that means pé ẹ kàn tí Igboho ní irọ́ lẹ̀ ń pa. 10 million people must be out of the street across every Yoruba land to make sure that whatever we are doing outside can be replicated and say, ṣe aṣọ fún yín pé lẹ́tà yìí àwọn ọmọ Yoruba, because we know that not all the 60 million will be out on the street after tàbá ń parọ́ fúnra wa. So if you're expecting 60 million Yoruba people to come out, remember that 40 million of them àtẹnujẹ ti pa wọ́n. Àtẹnujẹ tó ní rí with the hope that this government will make them to be a better people, even though ayé yín ti wà decline, ayé yín ò dẹ̀ lè dá nínú Nigeria until we pull out of that structure that failed every single one of us, including myself. So Nigel Farage was born just 4 years after the nonsense Olori Buruku country that was created by British in 1960, telling us that they gave us independence. I can't find that letter, but I'm still looking for it. And I think I might have a copy. I will see. Is 64 as of today. Well, in April. Well, not 64. It's 60 years anyway. He has a spouse. His party is Reform UK. But old man sọ pé British must come first before anybody. He doesn't care about anybody. And that is why he's talking here that the life of a British citizen has declined. Ó lọlẹ̀, kò wà ní standard. Lọ́dọ̀ mama wò pé àwọn mama wò pé ayé wọn wà okay, àwọn ayé wọn wà okay. Lọ sí hospital, most of them cannot get a surgery on their knees. Àgbàlagbà wà ní hospital ní A&E. Wọ́n gbé sẹ́gbẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ corridor ní UK. Ìwọ́n fojú wo UK, àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní hospital ló lè ròyìn fún yín. It is overwhelmed. Why? Because foreigner ti pọ̀jù. Foreigner ti pọ̀jù. So ẹni tẹ́ ẹ kọ́ fún appointment, wọ́n lè fún appointment, wọ́n fún appointment 6 months. It was not like that before, but it has declined. Most of them cannot get the proper accommodation. And you expect them. Mo kí mom sí mi ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Tí bá tẹ̀ tí kẹ́ anybody. I love my mom too much. And my wives. And my children. And every one of you. Ẹ má jowú, ẹ̀yin ìyá Oòduà, ẹ mọ̀ pé mi lọ́kọ yín. Èmi lọ́kọ gbogbo yín. Ẹ máa fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́, ẹ má lálàá kankan sí wa lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ẹ tó bá rí àlá, ẹ bá wa rí àlá yẹn lọ. Torí pé Ìgbòho ní Yorùbá people must come out. 10 million ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà lójú títì. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà ká lọ gbọ́n kan tí Nigel Farage tó ń sọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́.
Affects the lives of British people and the decline in their living standards.
Decline in their living standard. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sì dúró síbẹ̀ yẹn. Decline in their living standard. Ṣé wọ́n fún wọn lówó ni? Wọ́n fún wọn lówó kò tó ní. Because èrò ti pọ̀ jù. The whole population is 60 million. Tàbádẹ̀ wá gégégégégé. Population England itself. What is the population of England? Kí ni population wọn? Wẹ́n máa wonder pé Koiki ó make sense now. Báwo ni England tó ní kankan? Ẹ má dẹ̀ máa sọ pé kò ní kankan. Àwọn ló ní ọgbọ́n ó wà lórí wọn. Ó kọ́ ẹ pé ọgbọ́n màràkọ́wọ́ ẹgbà owó tèmi bẹ́ẹ̀ èmi lèmi making up. Kí ni population wọn lẹ́nìí? What is the population of England? As at mid-2023, the population of England was estimated to be 57 million. This is based on estimate from the Office of the National Statistics. Nobody knows the population of Nigeria as we speak today. A fraudulent country. What is the population of Nigeria? Why should we continue to be feeding people that are putting us into a decline state? Why should we be part of the northern part of Nigeria? A failed part of the country that we need to cut out away from them and leave them to continue to live the way they are living. Kíni kò pẹ̀lú Sokoto, kíni kò pẹ̀lú Kano, kíni ó fẹ́ lọ gbé ní Kano ni, ṣó fẹ́ lọ gbé ní Sokoto ni. What is our business with Sokoto state? What is our business with Adamawa state? What is our business with every part of the northern part of Nigeria? We have no business there, and we don't have to have any business there. Our business is in Yoruba land, Ìpínlẹ̀ Yoruba, from Kwara to Lagos state. If any problem tiwawa, need any problem from any part of Nigeria, even in the southeast. Idiot all over the place. Trying to fix Nigeria from UK. How can you fix Nigeria from UK? Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ support APC. Ojú tì yín báyìí nísìn. Ojú tì yín because ẹ̀ ń pariwo Jagaban, 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 Jagaban ni wọ́n ti já lẹ̀kẹ̀dẹ̀. Ilẹ̀kẹ̀ ní sè wọ́n ti já kúrò nídìí ẹ̀. And we pray that it will survive what he is going through right now. Ẹ ti bàbá yẹn, ẹ ti. Ẹ wo bí tó wà nísìn. Ẹ wo bí tẹ́ ti dé. Mo wà lórí program lọ́wọ́ báyìí sá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ later. Ẹ pè mí kò ṣe nísìn. Mo wà lórí live show báyìí.
Okay.
Má bínú. On hot lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ẹ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ Nigeria Farage. Life Yorùbá ó wà decline nítorí pé inú Nàìjíríà tó wà ní. Our life becomes decline. Àwa ní ká kúrò nínú ẹ̀. Má bínú ní láti get fóònù mi fún studio yìí. Ilé náà ti weak gan. A fẹ́ padà síbi tí Nigeria Farage ti ń sọ̀rọ̀. And you know I'm not using the software, so I can manage the phone later on. I can cancel it. I can padà báyìí. Oh yeah, flip padà. Okay. Let's go back to Nigel Farage again.
PMG watches great car give away. To be in with a chance of winning this car, or
In a very significant update from Liverpool Crown Court this afternoon, where 18-year-old Axel
Nigel Farage
happened so dramatically over the last few years. The population explosion has done more to harm people's everyday life.
The population is getting exploded. Oh, lè gbádùn Lagos state because èrò ti pọ̀ jù. Èrò ti pọ̀ jù nínú Lagos state. Kò jẹ́ kí èrò pọ̀ dé bí tó pọ̀ dé yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣí omi tó wà nílẹ̀ Igbo. Kó máa deliver port síbẹ̀. Kó máa deliver gbogbo drugs wọn, gbogbo fake products wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lock the border tiwa up. Lock the border up and make sure that anybody tó fẹ́ wọlé wa must not bring any fake product. Why do we need Lagos State, to have its port alone? We need every port to be open so that let them take their fake product back to Aba, back to Anambra, back to anywhere. Let the northerners take their terrorism back there. Let's shut down the whole of Southwest and lock our borders and make sure that nobody bring any fake population into our territory and calling ourselves one Nigeria Focon. Let the whole of Niger State, let it open. Millions of people are coming in on a daily basis. No accountability. Nobody knows who they are. They come and kill our people, rape our mothers, and you're telling me, bear if you tell me to keep Nigeria. Oh, ni shorire. Bomb bastard. If Nigel Farage is concerned about the population, mélòó ni wọ́n ní sì don't complain about population. Mélòó làwọn. Mélòó ni wọ́n. Do you know that our population will continue to be increased if we remain in one Nigeria, and it will become a crime scene on every part of Yoruba land, from Ondo State to Kogi State to Kwara State to every part of Yoruba land. Àwa 60 million. Àìtí gbádùn ayé àwọn kan tí wọ́n ń kóra wọn wọ́n wá ní wá lára wọ́n ralẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ wọ́n fún wọn níṣẹ́. Destroy the whole Yoruba land and they will tell Yoruba land is smelly. Kick them out. Every single one of them. Yoruba come first. We have a Yoruba country. Talk about anybody that go employ ọmọ tó ń ṣe ọmọ Yoruba. Ẹ má kí n sọ tá máa ṣe fún yín. Ẹ rò pé jà yìí a máa jà lásán ni. Tá bá délé lérí, tá bá bí government wá dá kó ṣe mẹ̀sẹ̀mẹ̀sẹ̀. A máa lé wọn léré. ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lé àwọn wèrè tó wà níbẹ̀ léré nísìn ká wá lọ mọ̀ pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì afẹ́ gbà bàbá kí tó yẹ sọ fún wa pé the good path to good prosperity everything must work for you and me. That is the document that we need. Olórí burúkú, that is the document that will give you a better life that will not be declined, and you have been telling me to shut up. Idiot all over the place. That is the document tó máa fún wa ní ayé ìrọ̀rùn, document tí o máa gbádùn tó ní láti kú kó tó lọ seven kó tó lọ gbádùn, kọ́kọ́ gbádùn ayé náà kó tó lọ sí heaven, because nobody ti lọ seven tó padà dé, ààrẹ ni tó lọ seven tó dé, gbogbo àwọn bàbá àṣọba tó kú gbogbo wọn ti lọ, ààrẹ ni tó padà wá tó wá sọ fún wa pé báyìí ni heaven ṣe rí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ make sure pé humanity ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó wà secured before we talk about heaven. Idiot all over the place. That is the document that will give, not the fraudulent constitution that you kept in your house. Idiot all over the place. One bastard. So from Africa, keep Nigeria. Let's go back again to Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage. Congested Lagos State, congested Yoruba land, because we are too sympathetic. It's gonna be 1 week. Togbe Akim Odumosu, Iyawe, was kidnapped from Ogun State. 1 week, nobody knows where she is. 1 week tomorrow. Nibolowa Abotiri. Has she been found? Who kidnapped Akim Odumosu? Why? Kate Fesile. Nígbàtí easy send message sí mi. Mo ní kó gbé body lọ kó fún wa lórí padà. Ẹ tẹ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe tọmọlúàbí. Níbo ni ìyàwó Odumosu wà? Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi tọmọlúàbí tí Yorùbá sí. Pé abiamọ àwa náà àfẹ́jẹ́ kó jiyàn àgbé. Níbo, where is the wife? Who kidnapped her? Is it for political reason? Is it for terrorism reason? Who kidnapped the wife of the former police commissioner of Lagos State? Mo ti withdraw statement wípé kó má gbé orí ẹ̀ fún wa mọ́, kó gbé body ẹ̀ padà, kó gbé gbogbo body padà. Àfẹ́láyè bí orí wọn á pé ntí Koiki ń pariwo ní London nìyẹn. Ṣé èmi ni wọ́n kidnap family ẹ̀ nísìn? Akim Odumosu, I expect you now to support Yoruba nation. Wọ́n ní láti sọ yẹn fún ẹ mọ́. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọkọ Yorùbá nìwọ, I'm sure pé ẹ ti lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ babaláwo, wọ́n ti bá yín dífá ẹ̀ tí rí. Gbogbo security Nàìjíríà kò mọ ibi tíyàwó ẹ̀ wà, ó jẹ́ kójú tiẹ̀ Akim Odumosu. Ó jẹ́ kí ojú tì wọ́ pé this is what we were fighting for in 2021 when you eventually killed Jumoke Oyeleke. Tó wá jẹ́ ká máa sán ọbí fúnra wa. Tá bá ń jà ṣe bí ká kú ni. Ṣèbẹ́mi ni mo pariwo ní London. Ṣèbẹ́mi ni mo níṣẹ́ ní London. Ṣèbẹ́mi nìkan ta lórí. Ṣé èmi ni wọ́n tí ìyàwó mi nísìn? Idiot all over the place. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ Nigel Farage ká gbọ́n tó sọ tán.
More to harm people's everyday lives.
To harm people everyday life. People àwọn èèyàn wọlé. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá wọlé ó yàtọ̀ sí àwa tá à ń wọlé. Because I came in through the airport. I gave them my passport. They stamp it. I come in. And I said I'm not going back. But I submitted an application. What about people that are coming in that we have no record? No record. Is that not the same thing that ta ló jí Akim Odumosu ta ló gbé níyàwó? So ó bá yàn kan ṣe business ni ẹ fún níyàwó ẹ padà kẹ gbé Akim Odumosu lọ mo yànda kẹ gbé Akim Odumosu ẹ má bá wa gbé lọ. Ẹ gbé lọ kó lọ sọlidé ẹ fún wa níyàwó ẹ padà. Ẹ bá wa jí Akim Odumosu ẹ gbé òun lọ pátápátá orí ìyàwó ẹ alẹ́ pé nígbà táwọn Yorùbá nation sọ̀rọ̀ ó jẹ́ kí ìyàwó ẹ nílà káyè pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pariwo Akim Odumosu ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ pẹ̀lú wọn. Ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ pẹ̀lú wọn. Bọ̀ nítorí pé ẹ̀yin wà comfortable wọ́n fún yín ní security wọ́n fún yín ní ààbò ṣebí nǹkan tó lóye sọ nìyẹn táwa bá ní ààbò ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo aráàlú ní ààbò. You okay? What are you looking for? Mbolo fi sí ó ń dún lẹ́ǹkan ẹ̀ tún pé padà ẹ jẹ́ ká continue torí àsìkò. Koikimedia live èní ní 22nd aago 6 ó ti lù lọ́dọ̀ mi níbí báyìí.
More to harm people's everyday lives than anything else. Both parties are responsible. Actually, Tory is worse than Labour. Tory is worse than Labour. So we're providing a proper alternative. We know what we believe in. And I feel very optimistic, yeah.
Talking about migration, one of Donald Trump's big pledges is to deport many.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi sílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Now you have at least a bit of background. Now, let's go back to the next video. And this is where the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Soba, only we failed our citizens. We allow a a loner òyìnbó pọ̀ jù, a single person nínú ilé ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ lọ pa ọmọ mẹ́ta. Èmi wá wọn pé ọmọ mẹ́ta lọ pa nílùú òyìnbó, where is ẹgbẹ́ ló ti ń dún? Who is I don't hide it, go and give it, and you know I'm on the program. Mo ní ọmọ mẹ́ta lọ pa. Do you know how many children have been killed by these terrorists in Nigeria? Orí kan ju orí kan lọ nàbí. The English children are better than the Yoruba children. Is that what they're telling us? Ṣé n tán sọ fún wa nìyẹn? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. So the English children, are they better off than the Yoruba children? Because everybody knows that many children are being killed by many things in Nigeria today, in Yoruba land and across other parts of Nigeria, so that we are not being sentiment. But who cares? Nobody cares. Because if people care, wọ́n ní máa jẹ́ kí tí wọ́n bá care, tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n care, wọ́n tó ń wò mí, tó ń tọwọ́ bọ̀ wá lójú ní ojoojúmọ́, tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n care, ó láàánú ni, tó jẹ́ kí English ṣe sọ fún ẹ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ọmọ tó ń pa yẹn kò dáa. Ṣèbí àtọ́ ti pa tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀, tó dìgbà tó bá pa tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ ló máa tó mọ̀ pé bó ṣe rí nìyẹn. Tó jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ 35 ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ kú níbi tó ti ń wọ́n oúnjẹ tó máa jẹ ní ìlú Ìbàdàn. Àtiwá wí tán, àtiwá ń ṣe comparison àwọn tó kú ní Anambra, àwa tí a jẹ́ èèyàn, àtúnṣe comparison pẹ̀lú àwọn tó kú ní ilẹ̀ North. Àwa tẹ́ ká máa fíìdì gbogbo wọn pé ibo lebi ti ń pa yín o, ebi ń pa wọn l'Anambra, ẹ gbóúnjẹ lọ síbẹ̀ kẹ́ bọ̀m̀bádì bẹ̀ pẹ́ fún wọn lóúnjẹ nínú gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Yorùbá. Ẹ̀rẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, àwa ń ṣe comparison, wọ́n ní ṣe báwọn kan kú náà l'Anambra, nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀. Tó jẹ́ kéèyàn kú látara pé bí ń pa wọ́n, ó yẹ kójú ti èmi àti ẹ̀yin. Láì má tẹ̀tí sàn kankan, ó yẹ kójú ti gbogbo wa, including myself, for failing these innocent children. Àwa fẹ́ put the blame lórí Naomi àti Oríyọmí Hamzat when we should be blaming ourselves for not rising up. Ẹ̀yin gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jáde nígbà yẹn, ojú tí gbogbo yín. Ẹ̀yin media sọnù. Ṣé báwa ń pariwo pé ebi wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ebi wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ebi àfìgbà tẹ́ jẹ́ kó pa ọmọ 35. Ebi ẹ jẹ́ kí ebi pa ọmọ 35. Ṣẹ̀rí pa àtẹ̀ rántí, Ọlọ́run tẹ̀ ṣá, ẹ bá ṣe gbàgbé, Ọlọ́run èmi gan tẹ̀ rántí, èèyàn kankan náà tẹ̀ pè mí ṣàkíyèsí. Ó ti pé wọ́n ń yẹ̀ tán bọ́ǹbù, nǹkan ti ṣe wá, mo tẹ̀ rántí mọ́, Ọlọ́run fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀. 16th of January, mo tẹ̀ tún pé grandma náà ní London láìla kí n tẹ̀ kí wọ́n pé ọmọ tó kú Kẹ́hìndé Tolúwa láṣẹ. Ẹ jẹ́ àṣe 1 minute silence starting now. Kọ́lọ̀ foríjì gbogbo àwọn tó kú nínú bomb blast tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìlú Ìbàdàn ní January 16. Ẹ̀yin náà ṣe àdúrà. After 1 minute I'll come back. May their soul rest in peace. Ọlọ́ba àdúró tí yan grandma, Ọlọ́run ṣe é lẹ́yìn nìkan. Àrántí mọ́, èmi gan tẹ̀ rántí. Ó ti pé wọ́n yẹ. Ẹ wo bí Fúlàní ṣe ṣayé wa. Àrántí. Ẹ wo adúrú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì Ṣèyí Mákindé wà l'Amẹ́ríkà ń sáré marathon. When they should be doing remembrance for the people that died in Ibadan. Can you say that we're in problem? Ṣé rí pé problem la wà? Ṣé agbọ́dọ̀ ní government ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn tó kú yìí nísìn tá à ń ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní Southport tó kú yìí ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn tó kú tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní Southport attack yìí. According to Wikipedia, on the 29th of July 2024, a mass stabbing targeting children occurred at a dance studio in Southport, Merseyside, United Kingdom. 17-year-old Alex Ruda Kubana, arákùnrin, mo ti fojú ẹ̀wọ̀n ní ọ̀sán yìí, killed ó pa 3 children and injured 10 others, 8 of whom were children. The attack took place at Taylor Swift Team Yoga and Dance Workshop, attended by 25 children at the Health Space. That is what they are still talking about. Tansh analysis, as you see. So, the Ibadan bomb blast. That's it. We need to get the hell out of Nigeria if we're going to have sympathy for ourselves. I'm going to become emotional, so I'm going to end the program very soon. Bomb blaster. Let's go swiftly, quickly. Prime Minister, then we'll probably start winding the program down in just 25 minutes. I don't think I can go further after 25 minutes. It might be no similar. Let's go and see what the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom
Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has announced a public inquiry into the murder of 3 schoolgirls at a Taylor Swift themed dance class in Southport last summer. After the violent attack, riots erupted across the UK, with some social media posts wrongly claiming that the knifeman, who was born in Cardiff, was actually an asylum seeker. On Monday, 18-year-old Axel Rudikabana pleaded guilty to stabbing the girls last July. In the wake of his plea, it emerged he'd had contact with a range of different state agencies throughout his teenage years, including the police, social services and mental health services.
Now, let's pause there. This is a system that works, right? Everybody knows that UK is a system that is working, but they end up failing every one of us. Fail the children, fail the system, failed me, because it could be anybody's children. Now, think about it. Nigeria that doesn't have any system to monitor anybody, to know who is going from point A to B, to know where a terrorist is residing, until we were told that in Osun State there is a terrorist cell. So I'm very sure that Otiwa Logun State, Otiwa Lekiti, Otiwa everywhere in Yoruba land. Why are we living in denial? As if that in terms of kò ní bọ́sí, kò ní Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀, Ọlọ́run wo lẹ́ ń pè? Why are we calling God when we know that the truth is that terrorists have camped every part of Yoruba land? Àwọn tó ń gun motorcycle, they are terrorists. Most of them, they are sleeper cells. This is United Kingdom. Failed me, failed everybody, because Arakuri has been known to the police, has been known to the welfare system, the social service, to this. Yet, he was allowed to go and kill 3 innocent children. That is a system that works. System tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nìyẹn. So are you now not worried that we are calling you to talk about Yoruba Nation, to support Yoruba Nation? It's not about just for financial purpose alone. For everything. Àdúrà lẹ mọ̀ ṣe ní ẹ máa ṣàdúrà lọ. Yet some of us are joking with it. Think about ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn ará Èkó, àwọn yẹn tẹ bàjẹ́. Tábà nìkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Èkìtì ní sinmi, wọ́n á ní ṣèbí Èkìtì ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé àwọn èèyàn ń ṣọmọ Yorùbá mọ́? Àwọn ará Èkó ó bàjẹ́. Tó bá ní wọ́n pààyàn ní Kogi, wọ́n á ní ṣèbí Kogi ló ti pààyàn, wọ́n ò ti pààyàn lójú Ẹlẹ́gbà. And yet they are living in a densely populated place called Lagos State. Dense. Kọ́lé náà akọ́lé òfò, kọ́lé náà gbalagbala sókè. Tó bá yàgbẹ́ kò ṣe flush. Nothing is working. Gbogbo pipe ti block. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣiṣẹ́, zinc kò ṣiṣẹ́. Olówó gan tó ń gbé ní Lẹ́kì gan, omi wọn ò gbádùn. And all this can be fixed if we have a true Yoruba government tó ń ṣe tí wọ́n san commission fún èèyàn kan tó ń gba commission lórí gbogbo wa táwa ń pè ní olórí gbogbo wa Jagaban of Lagos. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ máa ní ọmọ politics play ó dá ṣèbí politics yẹn ló ń play lọ́wọ́ nísìn káńtà máa wò ó but àwọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ dúró dè yẹn any time because our life has been declined. Ó kódà every day ṣe nígbà tẹ̀ tí Tinubu tó wá dé yìí ṣe ni life wa kúkú wá decline pátápátá àbí mo parọ́ ṣé mo parọ́ ṣé owó tẹ̀ ń send sílé ní last year ṣé òun náà lè ṣe send nísìn because owó tẹ̀ ń send sílé ní last year ní year yìí kò ṣóun là ń send àtútù increase ẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí kí àwọn èèyàn wá lè gbé ìgbé àlàáfíà ṣé gbogbo èèyàn ni màmá send owó sí ìwọ tó ń send message sí mi prophet kan tẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn ará ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wá sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì mọ́ kí n jọ kí n bá rí kankan fi hàn so tí bá ń send lójoojúmọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé èmi náà máa dry ṣé nínú tọrọ kọ́bọ̀ táwọn èèyàn tán sweat nínú òtútù tán ní Koiki gbà má bínú pó kéré ẹlòmíà tún ní kí n gbà kí n má bínú pó kéré èèyàn fún yàn £50 nílùú òyìnbó yìí wà ní kó lọ sójú títì kó lọ wá £50 kó mọ bó ṣe ń rí ṣé ní £50 yẹn náà ni máa fún yín ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun honourable kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ láíláí tábà ní kẹ́ support ẹ má rò pà ń ṣeré ni mo ṣe sanwó website wa níjẹta Ṣẹ́gun honourable ló kọ̀ send £50 èmi ò tẹ́ mọ̀ èmi tí mo ní dọ́là kan ẹ̀rọ pé mo ń ṣoyin ní dọ́là mo fẹ́ lọ change dọ́là yẹn kò ṣe pé à ń sọ eléyìí because bùkátà tí media gbé sání ó need the funding regularly èmi ò ṣe blogger mo sọ fún yín blogger làwọn tó ń cut video èmi ò mọ bó ṣe ń cut ẹ̀ kò sí tó kàn mí analysis èmi máa gbé fún yín ọ̀nà báyìí la máa gbà báyìí ni ká tọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn adarí wa tó ṣe ń tọ̀ tèmi bá tẹ̀ náà máa jagun adarí wa sọ pé àjagun kò sí nǹkan tó ń pè lógun a máa fi èèyàn wa sọ fún èèyàn wa pé a fẹ́ lọ ta lè èèyàn tó wà ń bẹ̀ Tinubu ni ọmọ Yorùbá ní ká bọ́ sí títì tó bá kúkú fẹ́ pa wá kó pa gbogbo wa náà tí Tinubu bá fẹ́ pa wá ká kúkú mọ̀ pé Tinubu ló pa wá èmi mọ̀ pé kò ní pa wá èmi mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ but ìjà wa ti jáde ká mọ̀ bí ó máa pa wá kò ní pa wá ẹja jáde tán in 10 million ká sọ fún President Bola Tinubu pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí negotiation table Yorùbá fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà simple tó bá fẹ́ ṣe Nàìjíríà kó kọ́ ti Yorùbá kúrò lára Nàìjíríà kó máa ṣe Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú àwọn nọ́ọ̀tì lọ tó máa fi ṣe tán tó bá ṣe tán kó máa padà bọ̀ ńlé but tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá jáde tẹ́ ẹ̀ jáde tán pátápátá ọmọ ẹ̀ lè hold Igboho responsible ẹ̀ lè hold Baba Akintoye responsible it is entirely up to you and me. ṣèkínà kan máa rò pé tá ẹ̀ bá ti jáde a máa lọ mú Igboho mọ́lẹ̀ kò sí kankan ìfẹ́ fi Igboho ṣe o torí Igboho ò lè dá ṣe bó ti sọ fún yín. tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti jáde àṣírí rẹ̀ gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi yẹn nobody will hold Igboho responsible. ẹ̀yin ni kí ẹ jáde because our life has been declined tí Tinubu bá fẹ́ pa gbogbo wa kó pa gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tán ká kúkú mọ̀ ṣèbó ó kúkú ti kó gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá dání sọ́wọ́ tó lọ sọ́ọ̀sùn state tó sọ fún kábíyèsí pé kábíyèsí ò ní owó òun níbo lòun ti rí owó ṣé owó jábọ́ látọ̀hún fún ni níbo lòun ti rówó ṣèbí London yìí náà ló ń gbé ní àṣà 90s nígbà tá àbátà fẹ́ pa òun náà ṣèbó rí ló yọ àwa ń pariwo Yorùbá nation ó wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ north kí ni kàn wá pẹ̀lú north we have no business with the north we don't need any restructure we need a full Yorùbá independent autonomy ẹni máa kú ni kó kú ẹni máa yè ló máa yè mo ti máa sọ lójoojúmọ́ tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ bẹ̀rù kú ẹ má bẹ̀rù kú àwọn ò bẹ̀rù kú torí ikú máa padà pààyàn kan náà ní níjọ́ kan nǹkan kan dẹ̀ ló máa pààyàn ṣe bí àwọn kan ló kú ní South Korea ẹ rí bí plane yẹn ṣe crash ni ojú ń dùn ẹ o kó kẹlẹ̀bẹ̀ sójú ṣé àwọn èèyàn mọ Ọlọ́run ìwọ nìkan ló mọ Ọlọ́run pé so ẹni tó board the plane ṣó mọ̀ pé òun máa kú tó bá sọ fún pé máa kú òfin kò máa board the plane yẹn so why are we living in fear ẹ fẹ́ tí Ìgbòho nìkan síwájú ẹ̀yin ò fẹ́ jáde ẹ má jáde ńgbà yẹn ẹ má jáde kí gbogbo má jáde ká má jáde ńgbà yẹn tó bá ti ní ká jáde ká má jáde ká jókòó sínú ilé ká máa wá miracle bóyá miracle bàbá Adébóyè ló máa gbé wa jáde ni ká máa wòran tèbí mo rí Kúmúyì so Kúmúyì ó lè ní access America kí ló dé táwọn sọ̀rọ̀ nípa terrorist tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Yorùbá land wọ́n dákẹ́ lọ́lọ́ mo hó pé wàá bá wa sọ fún Trump torí mo rí bàbá yẹn ó lọ ṣe prayer ní breakfast kan tó ń ṣe ní inauguration so I hope that they are gonna push for the exit of Yoruba people kọ́ máa pray pé ká lọ máa pray fún náírà ká pray fún dọ́là kí dọ́là àti náírà kó rise kí gbogbo ẹ̀ kó ṣiṣẹ́ irọ́ ni gbogbo yẹn so mo kí ẹ lẹ́ǹkan sí mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ń support wa náà mo fojú pẹ́ anybody rẹ we have limited time ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbọ́ kí ni prime minister wa sọ ẹ jà gbọ́ bí tó sọ dé tó kù.
And mental health services. Well, speaking in Downing Street in the last few moments, Keir Starmer said the perpetrator was referred to a prevent programme on 3 occasions, but on each occasion the judgment that he did not meet the threshold for intervention.
Now, àwọn tó ní wọ́n integrate padà sí ní society ṣe rántí ẹ bá mi sọ pé yes Koiki mo rántí ṣe rántí pé wọ́n ní wọ́n integrate àwọn wèrè kan nígbà tí Buhari wà ń bẹ̀ á tẹ̀rù pé Buhari ló ń ṣe yẹn àfìgbà tí Tinubu náà tún dé tán ni wọ́n integrate. How can you be integrating terrorists? Oh, wọ́n ti lọ fún program kan wọ́n ti clean wọ́n ti wà okay ó yá ẹ padà sínú society. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tó sọ this young killer ilé ẹ̀rọjú ẹ̀ bí ojú òwìwí ẹ̀ tó jọ àwọn Fúlàní kàn yín sí ẹ̀wọ̀jú ẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá rí lè lóru gan ó yẹ kí wọ́n sá ní London. Remember, okay, àwọn èèyàn ti confirm pé àwọn remember. So à ń train ní military terrorist ń pa military terrorist ń pa military wọ́n wá mú àwọn kan nú wọn kódà àti mú àwọn eléyìí kí la máa ṣe fún wọn. Donald Trump ní kó bring back death penalty. Ẹ gbọ́ Donald Trump ní òun nídìí abẹ́rẹ́ tó pọ̀ death penalty ẹni bá pààyàn ẹ̀gún lábẹ́rẹ́ kó máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ kò nídìí láti wà láyé torí ò ní láti pààyàn tó bá ti pààyàn ẹ̀gún lábẹ́rẹ́ executive order ní executive order death penalty ti padà sí Amẹ́ríkà ẹ̀gún wọn lábẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀gún wọn ní abẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀gún lábẹ́rẹ́ kó máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Àwa wá mú terrorists tó ń pa Nigerians terrorists that were killing Nigerians they are integrating them back into the society. Mad people all over the place, bomb bastard. This young criminal terrorist was given all kind of training. Máa kí tabọ́n wọ́n ṣàtọ́jú ẹ̀ ìrọ́ni o ṣe terrorist máa ní mental problem. Terrorists wants to kill men and destroy your culture, destroy your history. That is what ṣẹ́rí Boko Haram àwọn èèyàn tó kéré o ṣẹ́rí àwọn ISWAP wo Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo rírí ṣe o ẹ̀yàn oníṣẹ̀ṣe mùsùlùmí tó ń sọ pé mùsùlùmí ni mí wo tó o bá ti lè wọ ṣòkòtò wo tí ṣòkòtò ẹ tó máa wà ní bíbà wọ́n ń gé orí èèyàn à ń sọ pé no sharia ó ń sọ pé sharia nílẹ̀ Yorùbá they play. Jẹ́ kí ISWAP gba ìjọba jẹ́ kó overrun yín but Ọlọ́run ò ní fún wọn ṣe torí pé as long as ti gbogbo àwa ibà ṣì wà láyé mo ní ẹni máa kú ni àwọn tí wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ terrorist yẹn lọ́ọ́ máa kú torí àwọ̀ ikú kan pa wá páì ikú tó bá máa pa wá á máa pa àwọn ọ̀tá wa ní torí àwọ̀ ọ̀lọ́ anywhere a máa gbádùn lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mo fẹ́ máa ẹ̀rí bí ó ṣàrí mi láàárọ̀ nígbà tí mò ń jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ tí mò ń jẹ grandma kan bí mi pé Koiki kí ló ń lọ láàárọ̀ ibo ló tún ń lọ journalist máa ń jáde ní Donald Trump ti dé mo sọ fún yín pé project kan táwa ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ kò ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation o ṣáàrí tí mò ń ṣe tí mò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ sódà tó fẹ́ jáde láàárọ̀ ò ní bẹ̀rù pé area boy máa attack àbí kíní no gbogbo àwọn tó ń pè ní area boy a máa look after wọn a send wọn lọ sí space wọn lọ máa gbé ní Mars ẹgbọ́n nígbà tí Donald Trump ní we are going to Mars ẹ̀rí bí kíní ṣe ń ṣe Elon Musk tó ń jó bẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀lẹ̀ a ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yìí tẹ́ ní brain yìí tó yẹ kẹ́ wà nínú research center kẹ́ máa bá wa àwọn ọ̀tẹ̀ ní brain ẹ̀yin ní brain mo rí Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún wọ́n ní bọ̀bọ̀ kan teacher ni kìíní kan 4 point something grade ló gbà ó bíìtì gbogbo èèyàn lágbàáyé ọmọ Yorùbá ni brain wa ti pọ̀ jù àwa wà nílùú jágbajàgba jogbojogbo jágbajàgba jogbojogbo irú bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn nísìnyí ó kọ́ ọ fún 5 million tó bá ráyè jápa kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ayé ẹ̀ bẹ́tà nìyẹn ó ń lọ kàwé sí nìyẹn l'Amẹ́ríkà àwọn yẹn mú mọ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn ọ̀n jẹ́ kó padà and this is the reason why Yorùbá nation ṣe mo ti lọ gbọ́ show Koiki ara mi no ó gbọ́ show Koiki ṣé o mobilize sílẹ̀ ṣé o mobilize ìtànídìí nìyẹn mobilization tell somebody to tell somebody àjà ẹ̀tọ́ wa là ń béèrè fún you are right wa ni èmi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Tinubu mọ right wa àbí Tinubu is well learned òun ṣe Buhari o tó kàwé olórí burúkú ni Buhari ọmọ Fúlàní ni èmi mọ̀ pé Tinubu ọmọ ó kàwé ó mọ law torí Shettima gan sọ pé Tinubu ló ní kóun lọ sọ fún wọn ní United Nations pé give Palestine their own state o so Tinubu mọ̀wé ẹ jẹ́ káwa tẹ̀ jáde náà káwọn ohun tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe kò ṣe pé ká bá ti gbọ́ pé ìkìtàn ta ló tún sọ̀rọ̀ Àṣàkẹ́ Yèyé Dára Ọmọlúkà Lady K no is good but Yorùbá nation kò ń ṣe orí social media láti máa gbà on the ground la gbọ́dọ̀ prove ẹ̀ fún gbogbo àgbáyé ni o around the world ẹ mọ̀ kí mo ní máàpù mi ẹ abáre ní bá fún mi £100 màá lọ rà mí abáre èèyàn mẹ́ta tó bá fún wa ní £100 àtúfowó yẹn tún ṣe nǹkan míì media needs money constantly mo dẹ̀ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àbóyin láṣìírí tí ẹ máa bọ̀ mo ní kò ń ṣe owó oúnjẹ ni mò ń wá mo sọ fún yín ká fi enhance media yìí tàbá ti wá débi tá à ń lọ tó declare Yorùbá nation a ní láti wá àmọ́ lórí ilẹ̀ wa tí bá set up anything nísìn lẹ́yìn kí Fúlàní kó lọ bàjẹ́ àbí so a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe tiwa nísìn on air for now so gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ ń ṣe ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ ti ń ṣe náà tẹ́ ń náwó sí lọ́tún lọ́sì àṣírí wa ò ní tú ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré gbọ́ prime minister wa bó ṣe gbé wọlé lórí BBC.
Not meet the threshold for intervention was wrong. Mr. Starmer said the tragedy must be a line in the sand for Britain and that the attack in Southport was senseless and barbaric. Well, let's have a listen back to more of what the Prime Minister had to say.
The responsibility for this barbaric act lies, as it always does, with the vile individual who carried it out. But that is no comfort. And more importantly, it is no excuse. And so, as part of the inquiry launched by the Home Secretary yesterday, I will not let any institution of the state deflect from their failure. Failure which, in this case, frankly...
mo ti rí eléyìí tí máa play nísìn a máa play láìpẹ́ ẹni tó bá ní ọkàn ṣe rántí brother wa tó pa tí Fúlàní pa mo ti lọ bá fídíò yẹn pàdé nísìn kọ̀mọ́ ní káwọn boys wa níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn kọ́ bá mi gbé sí fídíò mo kàn rí nísìn the same day tí ó gbé láti Amẹ́ríkà tó ń pè ní Maryland sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ he was gruesomely murdered after the kidnappers bishop tẹ̀ tún sẹ́ndì kankan náà sí mi bèbí kan náà tó damn he was murdered after the kidnappers have collected a huge sum of money as ransom. ẹ rántí brother mi yẹn kọ́lọ̀ forí jì wọ́n àwọn ìyàwó wọn àtàwọn ọmọ kọ́lọ̀ máa ń dúró tì nílùú Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n àtẹ̀lé ń play màá sáré lọ upload yẹn sórí Facebook nísìn àbí ẹlòmíràn rántí mọ́ tó ní ẹjẹ́ ò flow ẹ máa kí n sọ fún yín sílẹ̀ ẹ gbọ́ nísìn mo ti rí èyí tí mo ṣe wá mo ì tí ì rí document letter yẹn mo mú bẹ́ẹ̀ lè pàdé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ ní ilé mọ́ bọ̀.
Failure which in this case, frankly, leaps off the page. For example, the perpetrator was referred to the PREVENT programme on 3 separate occasions.
3 separate occasions.
In 2019.
2019, once.
And in 2021, twice.
Twice. And yet yeah.
A judgment was made.
A judgment was made.
That he did not meet the threshold for intervention.
He did not meet the threshold. How is Nigerian government meeting the threshold for the Fulani terrorists that they are releasing back into the society? How are they meeting the threshold? How are they meeting the threshold? Báwo ló ṣe meet the threshold yẹn? I'm asking the question. How are they meeting the threshold? Ẹ dá mi lóhùn. How do we know that these people that have committed this crime against humanity and you are putting them back into the society, how did the government meet up the threshold? How? Ọ̀nà wo ló lò? Because it will be nice for us to know how. But that is sorry, copy you. Okay, only. So let's copy it. How? How did the government knows the threshold of this killer? How? Because I'm putting control over the memory hard drive. Mo side ibi tí mo ti pick it, but mo ti rí nísìn, so I can now go on. How? Báwo ni government ṣe mọ̀ pé these criminals met the threshold? You can see that we have been given lies by this fake government, the previous government and the new government, that told us lies and lies and lies that they met the threshold. Irọ́ ló wà ńbẹ̀. And this is why we are saying to our people that our relationship with Nigeria is now questionable. It must be questioned. We got to question it. We got to question our relationship with Nigeria, whether we want that relationship to continue or we let it go. And some of you that say we should keep it, I'm asking you, are you sure? Are you serious? Are you not a terrorist as well? Move. Are you sure? But we're not terrorists. So let's play this one while I'm resolving the problem of the other one.
A judgment that was clearly wrong and which failed those families. And I acknowledge that here today.
Who accept responsibility.
Throughout this case,
okay,
to this point,
okay,
we have only been focused on justice.
Okay.
If this trial had collapsed because I or anyone else had revealed crucial details while the police were investigating, while the case was being built,
okay,
while we were awaiting a verdict,
okay,
then the vile individual who committed these crimes
okay,
would have walked away
okay,
a free man.
Okay.
The prospect of justice destroyed
okay,
for the victims and their families.
Okay.
I would never do that.
Okay.
And nobody would ever forgive me if I had.
Thank God.
That is why the law of this country forbade me or anyone else from disclosing details sooner.
Okay.
Nonetheless,
okay,
it is now time for those questions.
Question. Iberi.
And the first of those.
I am here now. I am asking question. Some people will say, oh, you don't like Tinubu. You hate Tinubu. We are asking question. No, you can't ask question. Who are you to be asking question? Who are you to be asking question from Tinubu? Who are you to be asking question from Seyi Makinde? Who are you? Who are you? Are you not just an ordinary person? You can see how our Emma Binumo charge the phone come out or lose the signal. Can you now see why a journalist's job is ask question? Iberi, continue to ask question. You continue to ask question. Prime Minister, why is this happening? Why? The question is Nigeria working? And if it's not working, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Continue to rub our head with palm oil and say, Nigeria go better one day. So, another angle from another journalist on LBC, and then by that time, our video of our father that was gruesomely murdered. Now? Going to say damn. Mo fẹ́ sáré Google wọn kí n lè lọ mú story yẹn jáde. Maryland killed in Nigeria. Orúkọ wọn sápá mi lórí ẹ má bínú. Maryland. Gbenga Owolabi. Yeah, Gbenga Owolabi. Yeah. Mr. Gbenga Owolabi. Gbenga Owolabi. Ogbomoso. Yeah. Hotelia. Yeah, I got just about less than 10 minutes. Oluwagbenga, United States. Yeah, just about 5-10 minutes. I'll finish. So video later upload. Eka, we've got the message from the Prime Minister. I want us to get an angle from another journalist, Towaluri LBC, and this is how they reported it. This killer. Ìyẹn làwọn fi ń ṣeré àwọn killer tó wà lọ́dọ̀ tiwa. Eka jẹ́ ká dúró tì náà.
A very significant update from Liverpool Crown Court this afternoon, where 18-year-old Axel Rudakabana has pleaded guilty to the murder of 3 girls in a knife rampage in Southport. Jonathan Hall is the UK's independent reviewer of terrorism legislation. Thanks for coming on the programme, Jonathan. He also admitted terrorist counts as well, and it's revealed that he was known, or at least put forward, to prevent 3 times. Is this a failing by the security services?
Everyone's going to be asking themselves, everyone, why are they not treating this as a terrorist attack? Could the MI5...
Sherry, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, mo bẹ̀ wá, ẹ má ká ní sympathy fún Nigeria. The more tá bá ní afẹ́ Yorùbá country, a tún ní sympathy fún. It is a country that needs to be... we need to continue to ask why. And we have already known the why. So the answer now is leave before it is too late. If the security of this country is aware about this guy, why was he not kept in the prison? Tó fi wá pa ọmọ mẹ́ta, ó ṣe èèyàn mẹ́jọ léṣe, àwọn ọmọ kékèké, àwọn ọmọ bíi 9 years old. If we understand that the why that Nigeria, Tinubu cannot secure Nigeria, then why do we want to force ourselves to let him continue to push us into Nigeria when there is a time now to exit it before it is too late? Why? We know the answer, but I'm fi sentiment, you see. Àwa ti sọ dèrè, mo sọ fún yín pé a ti sọ Yorùbá nation, a ti sọ dèrè. Because a ṣe ní sympathy fún Tinubu. Ṣé ká máa ní sympathy fún Tinubu? Kí ni kàn pẹ̀lú Tinubu? We don't need any sympathy from him because we told him that why tó fẹ́ lọ bá níbẹ̀ yẹn ò lè rí kankan. Ó máa restructure Nigeria, ó máa gbé lọ báyìí. Okay. Ilẹ̀kẹ̀ tó ti jáde díẹ̀ báyìí nísìn, ó kù díẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ nílé, ká wá lọ gbọ́ ti Mr. Gbenga Owolabi.
Using this as a terrorist attack. Could the MI5 have done something about it? I mean, these are all completely legitimate questions. I think what I would say is wait till Thursday.
Journalists, man, legitimate question we ask here, then people will say, ti rude ju. Like it. Mo máa gbádùn ẹ̀ bọ́ ó ti rude ju. Ó ti rude ju. Àbí mo ti rude ju. Nígbà tí mo ṣe blogger, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ṣe bá àwọn wọ́wọ́ lórí social media. Tí bá ń wọ́wọ́ lórí social media, mo mọ content mi máa ṣe, mo sọ fún yín. Mo mọ content UK lè mi gbé. But mo ní time yẹn nísìn because eléyìí tá à ń ṣe ti gba time lọ́wọ́ mi. It's consuming a lot of our time. So ibo mo ti ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣe content gan orí ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ máa ẹ fi pé Sàbínú tó ṣe content ẹ̀kọ́ tán nísìn tó wó wọlé fún tó mu wine nínú yàrá ẹ̀ á tún máa plan ní. Ṣé lè táwọn ṣe Yorùbá nation tó yẹ pé a wà lórí bíbá nísìn. Do you know how many calls tó ń dún fọ́ọ̀nù yẹn dún zoom 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 zoom. Ẹ máa bombard wa pẹ̀lú message. How do I respond to every one of you? So tó bá yẹ pé mo fẹ́ ṣe content máa rówó ni mo ní fún máa ṣe Yorùbá nation kò possible. Màá gbé Yorùbá nation sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ màá lọ máa ṣe content ẹ máa wò. Mo ní lọ́wọ́ àwàdà kẹ́ríkẹ́rì wàá rẹ́rìn wàá ṣubú lórí chair. Èmi náà máa ń wò. Macaroni ni sọ mẹ́kọ̀ owó gidi kò sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation kò sí dọ́kan pé ní Yorùbá nation òun gbé live adé máa sọ pé òun máa ṣe voluntary fún yín. Ẹni tó bá ní di 10,000 bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn á fún ẹni tó bá lè fún ní 1 million á fún bó kò lè sọ ó ti dé Jẹ̀bú-Òde ṣé kò kún foundation ti dé Jẹ̀bú-Òde ṣé ó ti lọ support àwọn èèyàn wa ní Jẹ̀bú-Òde. Why are we living in lies and denials? So àwa gbé Yorùbá nation dání is because ohun Ọlọ́run pé ó assign wa sí ni. Àwa náà mọ nǹkan tá lè lọ ṣe náà. Ìbí mi náà kọ́ lọ má gbádá kan nísìn má lọ má dẹ́rìn pa òyìnbó lè má lọ dẹ́rìn pa torí àwọn ọlọ́mà tètè wo program mi nígbà tí bá mú agbádá tí mo mú agbádá Ìjẹ̀bú tí mo mú báyìí tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jẹ kọ́kọ́rẹ́ lójú títì tó bá máa ṣe content ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ dé London o má lọ ṣe ní Nàìjíríà wà ní o ti gbé ẹbọ wá o mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà wèrè pọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn tó yẹ pé oríṣiríṣi kan ló ń bẹ níbẹ̀ bọ̀ tèmi bá gbé kọ́kọ́rẹ́ tí mo jókòó sí Trafalgar Square màá ti ní kíyàwó mi ro ìkọ́kọ́rẹ́ yẹn á ti rò ó pẹ̀lẹ́bà tútù màá wá jókòó sí àárín square yẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé mo lè jẹun níbẹ̀ màá wá máa dápara màá máa record ara mi màá gbé sórí social media àwọn òyìnbó á máa sanwó fún mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún ẹ content kékeré pọ̀ nìyẹn màá tún lọ sínú UK lèmi gbé 25 years but ohun Ọlọ́run pé eléyìí la máa ṣe ni a dẹ̀ máa ṣàṣeyọrí lórí ẹ̀ èmi àtẹ̀yìn lájọ máa ṣe ẹ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ mi ti ń pè dádì how many minutes ló kù so ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré gbọ́ díẹ̀ nípa ilé ká wá lọ gbọ́ ti brother wa ká fi wá ẹ má bínú mọ̀ nílé ìgbà kọ́ ẹ tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram mo máa padà wá ó ti pé 1 hour ni.
All completely legitimate questions. I think what I would say is wait till Thursday when the sentencing is going to take place.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Pretty sure that the very experienced, in terms of was this terrorism or not, let's see what the evidence is. Sometimes you get things that look like terrorism on Facebook, but it turns out they're not. I'm afraid in my line of business, that's not totally unknown. In terms of whether MI5 has failed, well, again, let's see what comes out. That's nothing to do with the trial process, but assuming there's some sort of inquiry, then presumably that will happen. I think what I would say is there's a lot of misinformation online. I don't think that we can now live in an era of saying nothing. So I do hope that the authorities do as much.
The era of saying nothing. Koiki, shut up. Ìwọ ló máa kọ́kọ́ lọ London ni kí ló dé? Wàhálà tí ẹ ṣe wá pọ̀ tó gbogbo ìwọ nìkan ló fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation. The era of not talking. Sí ní era of not talking. Ìyẹn làwa ṣe ẹ̀mọ̀ káwa pè ní gbóhùn àbúrò rẹ̀ máa ń pè ọkọ ya àbúrò rẹ̀ ti máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. No grief for anybody. The era of not talking. Àwọn ò sí ní era yẹn. Era talk làwà. Era sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Sọ́tẹ́nu ẹ. Ẹ tó bá fẹ́ báwí kó mú tiẹ̀ kúrò ńbẹ̀. Sí tó kàn wá. Tẹ́ bá wà upset. Ẹ support movement. Ká lè get the hell out of this shit hole country. Tó ń pè Nàìjíríà.
Authorities do as much as they can to be as open as they possibly can and to provide honest, authoritative answers so that we're not completely misled and bamboozled by what's said on social media.
Because we were told by the police and the government that this was not terror related, but he has, as I say, been referred to counter-terror programs 3 times. He had ricin and an Al-Qaeda manual, all things he has now pleaded.
He has ricin and Al-Qaeda manual. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sọ̀rọ̀ sókè Al-Qaeda manual. O mọ tán pè ní Al-Qaeda manual. Àwọn náà ní textbook pé tó bá máa pààyàn irú pípa báyìí ni kò jẹ́ kó pa wọ́n wọn ní pa wá o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Fúlàní ò lè wọ́n díbọ́n ni. Àwa ò bá Tinubu jà a bá ìjà jáde à ń jáde fúnra lè bọ̀ dira gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá ìyẹn ò mean anything ọmọ Yorùbá ni ẹ̀ nà dira ìyẹn ò mean anything. One handkerchief dání white handkerchief kàdẹ̀mú placard kí la fẹ́ Yorùbá nation kí la fẹ́ Yorùbá nation kí la fẹ́ Yorùbá nation Yorùbá nation Yorùbá nation kí la fẹ́ tí 5 million tó ń lọ kí la fẹ́ Yorùbá nation kí la fẹ́ Yorùbá 5 million 2 million ní Ìbàdàn 5 million lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ 1 million níbí 500,000 níbẹ̀ ní gbogbo àdúgbò pangolo 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 papa orí pé mo ti ń ṣe content lọ nìyẹn mo ní lọ́wọ́ màmá mẹ́kọ̀ owó lórí ẹ̀ ní London àwọn òyìnbó tẹ̀ láìkó máa dẹ́rìn pààyàn pangolo pangolo what is he talking about ó ní pangolo 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 mẹ́pẹ́ a máa paṣu pásítàlì tó bá wá paṣu yẹn tán kí ni màá fi ṣe màá wá sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí Jẹ̀bú-Òde màá ní kọ́ bá ń kọ́lé àbí tó tí bá wá kọ́lé yẹn ṣé mi lè wá gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ tí mo mọ Fúlàní tó wà lẹ́yìn ilé mi tí mo rò pé èèyàn gidi ni tó yàwó ẹ̀ ti bímọ tán ní bàbá Sàlíù àṣẹ Fúlàní terrorist ni púpọ̀ ní wa kàn gbé pẹ̀lú wọn tá a tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé terrorist ni sleeper cells ẹ má à ń sọ fún yín pé terrorist cells wà orí platform yìí mo pariwo ẹ̀ títí pé terrorist cells are the people that mo ṣàlàyé mo sọ lóyìnbó mo sọ ní English. Terrorist àwọn ní time àwọn kọjú á bímọ á máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan wàá wá wò pé níjọ́ tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé terrorist lélẹ̀ wàá deny ẹ̀ because ẹ ti wọnú ara yín ó ti fún ní ẹlòmíì ti fún terrorist ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ ilé ẹ̀ pé òun gbàgbé nǹkan sínú ilé kó bá òun lọ sáré mu wá òmùgọ̀ òun rán lọ́kadà lọ sínú ilé ẹ̀ ẹ yẹ ká má wà stupid. Our government, we are praying that they can continue to do what they need to do to protect us. But máa wá sùn taratara ráàdá gbèsàbẹ̀yà rẹ̀ torí òkè mọ̀ òkè máa ní dey play ṣe bó sùn lárí yẹn nísìn ṣe gbọ́n nǹkan tó ń sọ ní bíbá pé arákùnrin òun ní manual guide àwọn àkàídà kí ló ń fi ṣe kí ni ìyẹn jẹ́gẹ́ ó jẹ́gẹ́ bí textbook tó yẹ kó máa kà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí i tí táwọn ìbá tún sọ kalẹ̀ nísìn ìjà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lólè pẹ̀lú ìbá ti wọ.
And an Al-Qaeda manual, all things he has now pleaded guilty to. That's a terrorist there, no?
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a terrorist because he's been convicted of a terrorism offence. Yeah. But there's the question of why he did the attack.
He's a terrorist because he has been convicted of a terrorist offence. Àwọn terrorists làwọn ń dá padà sí society. Ṣe rí pé there is a problem in Nigeria. So problem in Nigeria is not one problem, it's a major problem. Let everybody go their separate ways. Ó ti sú wa àṣemọ́. Ó fún wa Nigeria ló ń fún gbogbo wa ní migraine. Tá bá ti gba country wàá rí pé migraine òtútù tó mú yín á máa wálẹ̀. Ní gbé ní London especially ìyá tá ti dàgbà yìí. Dẹ̀ máa pẹ́ pẹ̀lú wa ikú kan ọ̀pá anybody 70 years old. Bàbá kí tó yẹ gan 89 ara lè tata bí kíní ni ṣe kí ló wá ń bà yín lẹ́rù àwọn ọmọ ètùtù ti fẹ́ jáde o ṣẹ́rí kò sí táàmù láti parí program yìí ọ̀dà mo ṣe rọra dé 5-10 minutes ẹ jẹ́ ká push kíákíá.
Why he did the attack? And there is a difference there. I mean, I don't know when he had the ricin or when he used that plan, but whether he actually carried out that attack in order to advance a religious cause, I don't think we know at the moment.
Whether he did that because of a religious cause. If you want to imagine Sharia, I think
we've got to see what the prosecution say about it. So they're not stupid. They would have thought the public will need to know, and I would be very surprised if when they open.
The public will need to know. Mo fẹ́ mọ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Èmi fẹ́ mọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe báyìí ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣèbí kí lẹ máa ń sọ fún mi? Mo ní mi ò kì í ṣe blogger. That's why we take our time, we read, we research, ká tó jáde wá sọ̀rọ̀. Èmi dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé international platform ní bíbá nísìn àyà mi ń já pé mò ń gbé nílùú yìí nísìn torí terrorist ti wà káàkiri. Àwọn ọmọ yìí nísìn tó bá ń jáde lọ ọmọ wẹ̀gbẹ́ dáadáa kó tó wọlé because we don't know where they are. So eléyìí tí wọ́n rò pé ṣé wà ní UK ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ má máa sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ok mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ má máa sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ni mo wà ní UK ní ṣe pẹ̀lú à ń jàjàngbara mo wà fortunate pé mo wà ní UK ní mọ̀mísí mi náà mo ti sọ fún wọn pé kí ló tọ̀ bí mi sí bíbá tí mo tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ fi go through immigration wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà dáná náà báwo lẹ ṣe wá mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ọ̀dà mọ́tẹ́ fi sá kúrò ọ̀nà ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá ló béèrè yẹn àwọn rí dọ́là tó ń jó gẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ tó ń lọ báyìí tó ń jó gẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ tó ń jó báyìí ìyá ya mú pálí ẹ̀ ó yà dànù ni gbogbo àwọn tó ń bímọ sí Amẹ́ríkà tó yẹ pé tó bá ti bí tẹ́lẹ̀ citizen ni báyìí báwọn kan ṣe gbàwé nìyẹn nílùú ìbọn ṣe gbà lamẹ́ríkà náà nìyẹn Donald Trump ti dé nísìn executive order tó bá ti bímọ kódà èyí tó ń bí lọ́wọ́ tán ní push sórí bẹ́ẹ̀ executive order yẹn bó ṣe ń sign ẹ̀ tán ní push yẹn welcome to America kò ń ṣe tí citizen no because the executive order happen immediately so ẹni tó bá bímọ níjọ́ kejìlá Amẹ́ríkà gòbé lẹ́wà bọ́ọ̀lù àwọn yanjú gbogbo ẹ̀ fún wa torí ìwé ni àkọ́bí mọ̀mísí mi ló jẹ́ kémi mọ̀ yẹn torí àsìkò ẹ jẹ́ ká ẹ ti gbọ́ kókó èyí tí mo fẹ́ ká lò èmi dẹ̀ kọ́ mu làwọn fídíò yẹn but ká lè fi ṣe analysis kó lè bá yé wa ká lè bá ní understanding ẹ̀ ẹ wáyé ká lọ gbọ́ brother wa tí àwọn olórí burúkú Fúlàní tí wọ́n ṣe jàǹbá fún yẹn bá gbọ́ fídíò yẹn kí ló ṣe kíní tí kò fún mi ní ẹ ká lọ gbọ́ fídíò ẹ gbọ́ fídíò yìí 9 minutes ni ẹ gbọ́ ẹ sunkún ẹ má bínú ẹ gbọ́.
Good evening, brother. What today want me a flow, man? A flow is like I'm gonna die tonight. What can you tell me? What can you tell me now?
Àwọn tá a rí òbí tó nǹkan ni.
Okay, lẹ́lẹ́rìí.
A ti rí wọ́n bí 1.4 million báyìí.
I'm dying tonight. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò fún yín nìkan. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò fún yín nìkan.
Wọ́n ti fún mi lẹ́nìtìn.
Kí ni wọ́n sọ nígbà tí wọ́n pè?
Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n láwọn owó dọ̀là káwọn tó pè fún mi lówó.
Ẹjọ́ sílẹ̀ bá mi pé ẹ̀tọ́ ìfẹsẹ̀ nọ́mbà ẹ̀sìn wà kí n pè fọ́ra mi. Mo ti fẹ́ kú bí ọwọ́ mi kan ti dè mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀jọ̀ flow mọ́. Láti ti gbé mo sí mi lórí ẹ̀jọ̀ nítorí náà. Wọ́n lè sẹ́ nọ́mbà ẹ̀sìn pé darí ilé ẹ̀jọ̀. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How work?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni wetin I do this night?
Mo ń bọ̀.
That's what that.
Olórí burúkú ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tó ń tẹ̀rí olórí burúkú Fúlàní ó ń bi àwọn fámìlì pé how work ojo làwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ojo ni wá àtẹ̀mí náà a kò lẹ́nu bí ajakara ní ó ń bi fámìlì pé how work kábíyèsí Elédùmarè wọ́n dé èèyàn lọ́wọ́ ìyẹn ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ kò kúkú gbọ́n tẹ́ni yẹn sọ ìyẹn ní brother ẹ̀jẹ̀ òfúlò mọ́ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò fún yín lówó ni àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ dáwó terrorist wa ń bi ọmọ Yorùbá lórí ilẹ̀ pé how work ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbọ̀ you don't want no. Terrorist ń bi ọmọ Yorùbá pé how work àbí ó ń bi pé how work màṣẹ ojo ní gbogbo wa ojo ní wa.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni wetin I do this night?
That's what I'm saying. The money is now 1.4.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni do you dey hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni I no go sleep here today o. I will kill this Baba to go.
No, Baba.
Sorry, please.
I go kill this Baba to go.
Why Baba is tell you to bring me the money, you no go bring me. Say don't want money for Baba. Say na your own money.
I said he has asked me to talk to people, and I've talked to them. If they have given me the money, why I no go bring am?
Okay, you can't waste my time, abi?
No, be say I dey waste your time, oh.
Okay, what is what I can do now?
The thing where they around, I'm trying to see if I can get it up to 2 million tomorrow. Make we come.
2 million.
We just get 1.4 now. You know, I told you in the afternoon when you called me, say the thing never, it does go beyond it's less than 1 million. But now it don't reach 1.4.
You on that 2 million, God go punish you.
Sorry, sir.
They hear me.
Sir, sorry.
You and that money, God will punish you and your family.
Sorry, sir.
They talk to me, they tell me say 2 million, abi?
Sorry, sir.
Your brother, I don't tell me say he go give me 50 million. You go talk about 2 million. No, go talk to your dad 2 million. No call this number tomorrow.
Sorry, sir.
What is the meaning for that? Sorry.
I just beg you now.
Now this is the lie they do for you.
I said the man where they there with you. Don't be say you get the money for hand. If you say you get where the money dey, maybe I go just go by there, I go pick am. The bank they take loan, they do the business. So for me now to get the money, I just talk to people to help us.
Listen.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ bí wàá yó ó ní káwọn pàdánù pé kò kúkú wúlò fún wọn.
those friends wey dey outside country I don talk to them. They say they go call me.
èyí diaspora wọ́n ní kẹ́ send owó ká fi gba Fúlàní ká fún Fúlàní lówó ẹ gbọ́.
Tomorrow, not call me o.
I'll call you tomorrow morning. I'll call you tomorrow morning. Let's see what happen between now and tomorrow morning.
I'm blowing the free. I blow no the flow, my hand don't tie. You don't tie my hand, no blow no the flow.
Sorry. I beg, Oga. We go give you the money. Wait now. Sir. Ọlọ́run ó tù yín sílẹ̀, Ọlọ́run ó tù ẹ́ sílẹ̀ ní sùúrù. Kò sówó ni.
Kò sówó kí ló dé tí bọ̀dá rẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa fún wa ní 15 million.
Àní ṣéwù ni ó fi ilẹ̀ nígbà tí ìjẹ́ tó wá jẹ́ pé òun bá ráyè jáde nísìn ṣe àpò yóò lọ àríjì sí báǹkì.
Ok, kí n fílẹ̀ kó wá lọ àríjì owó fún mi kí n dúró de rẹ̀ àbí.
Ẹ má bínú ṣùgbọ́n ètò gbà èmi àwọn èèyàn wọn tí mò ń pè wọn ò tí ì sẹ́ǹdì kankan sí mi ni. Màá tó gbìyànjú.
Kí ni solution tẹ́lẹ̀ ká ti bẹ̀? Ṣé ká pa ní àbí ká.
Ẹ má pa Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ já joyè apààyàn lọ́la láàárọ̀ ọ̀la ògùn tá a bá rí kákó wá mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ni.
Kò lè kó sínú ìfún mi máa sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ 20 ìfún 30 naira dẹ̀gbẹ́. Kí ni tó bá di 5 naira wà láàlẹ́ gbà torí kò ṣe bá ṣe fún.
Ẹ dákun n kò síbi tówó yẹn wà ẹ̀jẹ̀ iná ẹ̀ mọ bí ìlú ṣe rí.
Ẹ mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹja pa máa yìí tá
jẹ́ ká pa.
A máa wá wo ẹni tó máa jẹ owó yẹn ká wá kò ní sẹ́yìn pé òun náà ká rí mu kò ní jọ agbára wa ẹ mú how many years láti èlé máa yí tá a fi mú orí mú bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Ẹ mọ bínú àní ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ìjọ wo ẹ jẹ́ bàbá tẹ̀ rí bíi 3 tàbá rí 3 láàárọ̀ ọ̀la ẹ jẹ́ n kó wá fún yín Ọlọ́run ràn yín lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ẹ̀tún rẹ lù mí ẹ̀tún rí mí.
Kò ní dáa fún yín.
Ọ̀dà mọ́ bínú.
Kò lè ní dáa fún fámìlì yín bó ṣe wà.
Ẹ ṣe.
Wọ́n sọ fún kò ìṣòro 20 ẹ̀ sọ fún mi ọ̀rọ̀ 3 àbí.
Ṣé bí tówó bá wà ní nígbà tí ìṣe kówó yẹn wà.
Ẹgbà ẹ sọ fún bọ̀dá yẹn kọ́ má dé yẹn kọjọ́ ọ̀run.
Ẹ dákun.
Ojú ìmọ̀ àgbẹ̀ wọn tó wọ̀ yìí ẹgbìyànjú everything.
Ẹ dákun ẹ tú ọwọ́ ìyá rẹ̀ sí ẹ. Ikú rẹ̀ ò ṣe yín láǹfààní. Ikú rẹ̀ ò ṣe yín láǹfààní. Ẹ dákun.
Ẹ sọ ń gbọ́ mi.
Sá.
Ikú rẹ̀ tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn torí kò ṣòwò nìkan ènìyàn. Tí n bá pa lónìí màá tún lọ gbé ìlòmíì. Tí òun náà bá kú.
Kò ṣe yín láǹfààní.
Ó ṣe mí láǹfààní ọ̀rọ̀ láì.
Owó yẹn ló ṣe yín láǹfààní ẹ jẹ́ ká bí ó ti wulẹ̀ kó kéré mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká wá ká sì pín yín kẹ́ẹ̀sì sílẹ̀ kó lè lọ tọ́jú ara ẹ̀.
Kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ fílọ̀ fún even kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ 20 ò lè gbà.
Ẹ̀kọ́ jí gbé yàn sí bàbá yẹn.
20 kò sí ni tó bá ń bẹ kí ló dé.
Táwọn Fúlàní pa tó wá láti Maryland.
Tó bá wà mi ò lè gbà 15 yẹn tó bá di 5 naira mi ò lè gbà.
Ẹ dákun.
Ẹ̀yin mi ẹ yẹ ká máa lọ́lé mo kí gbogbo wa Yorùbá nation no going back àṣeyọrí ìlànà àṣe Koikimedia bringing the work closer to your doorstep. Have a very good evening. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan in one go ẹ má bínú mo nílé máa dárúkọ wo everybody so ẹ jẹ́ ká filẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́lọ́n kó ṣọ́wa di ìjọ mi mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbàlagbà mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè mo kí gbogbo ìyá mo kí ẹ̀yin obìnrin mo kí ọmọdé mo kí ọkùnrin mo kí gbogbo ibikíbi tọ́mọ Yorùbá bá wà ẹ lè lọ gbọ́ fídíò yẹn ó ti wà lórí YouTube ó dẹ̀ wà lórí Facebook gbogbo ẹ̀yin blogger ẹ bá wa remind àwọn èèyàn wa pẹ̀lú fídíò yẹn bye for now. mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lórí Mixlr mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space thank you so much everybody we gotta go now. Thank you. Bye for now. Mo kí Arẹwà Akíkanjú, sister mi. God bless. Bye for now.
What? That's your phone. So, the thing they give you is the thing that is last year. I thought it was on the 31st. I kept telling you that you didn't tell me. I didn't listen to her.